Hi there, good evening. Come on, how many of you forgot the clock's changed? Nobody's joined me yet, so I'm Billy No Mate. So yeah, somebody's joined me now. Let's see who it is. Who's going to say hello? It's Val. Hiya, Val. Hiya, Munchkin, Nancy Norma. How many people forgot about the clock changing? Hi, Jill. I just had about 3 or 4 messages saying, "Where are you? Where are you?" So it's not 9 o'clock yet. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Strawberry Bonnie Crochet. Yeah, I'm still doing my knitting. Hi, Christine. Yep. I was wondering how many people would forget. And just when you get used to it, then our clocks will change. So then you'll all have to get used to it again. I don't know when ours change. I think it's the end of the month ours change. So that'll just confuse you even more, won't it? Yeah, I think it'll be the same next weekend, but then it will change, yeah. I'm not sure about next weekend. It depends about, the hand, whether I get it done next Friday. Hi, Craft Knit Sew. Just depends how I feel after I've had me up. So it's only a local anaesthetic, so I won't be groggy or anything. It's just whether I'm in a lot of pain, isn't it? Whether I feel like chatting. I might need to chat to distract me, but you never know. Yeah. I've got me coffee. I've got me knitting. What else can I say? Hi, Sean. You got a nice bargain today, didn't you, at the craft shop? No, at the charity shop. She put on, I can't remember which figure it was, but it was a toy figure, I think, out of Star Wars that she got at the charity shop that she was pleased about. But not being a Star Wars fan, I don't know which one it was. Oh, look at me showing me undies. Oh, cover up. It's raining, by the way, in case you want to know. Absolutely thumping it down. I'm on the cuff bit now. I've done the waistband. I'm on a cuff, but I've still got 2 pocket tops, 2 front bands, and a collar. So I've still got a long way to go before it's considered to be finished. Yeah. You think when you've done all the pieces, don't you? You think, I've done that, I've done that. You think, gosh, no, I've got all the bands to do. Yeah. Yeah, you were looking for me at the wrong time, Denise. You weren't on your own. Oh, Grogu, that's what's she called? The name's on the tip of my tongue. Ah, it's her favourite character as well. Tracy, Crochet Rocks. She loves Grogu, yeah. You're knitting leg warmers. I knitted a pair of leg warmers for one of my nieces once. She was going to a 70s party, 80s party. I can't remember when they were in vogue. And she wanted them knitted in stripes, so I did. I knitted them in knit 2 purl 2 rib, all in stripes. She probably wore them for the party and never again. It's not the sort of thing she would normally wear. I was quite surprised when she asked me to make them. They're supposed to be coming back in, aren't they? According to these fashion magazines, but like, who takes notice of these? I'm not one that slavishly follows, fashion. I'm not one that looks at the catwalk and thinks, oh, I've got to have one of those, because so-and-so says I've got to have one. They're the latest thing. You've got to dress according to your type, haven't you? You know, at my time of life, it's no good doing a rah-rah skirt and leg warmers, is it? You know what I mean? You never stop wearing them. I don't think I've ever worn leg warmers. I think I might have done, but they were only a plain coloured pair that I bought. They weren't a crochet knitted pair. You're crocheting a hexagon cardigan, yeah? Yeah, it always worried me about crocheting a pair, Denise, whether they'd have enough elasticity, you know, to actually stay up, or whether they'd just, because crochet doesn't quite have the same elasticity. I found that when I've actually crocheted ribbons, you know, you have to be careful, don't you? Well, I was great today. I was wearing a black cardigan, and I had some face powder in a little container. As I opened it, it shot everywhere. It shot all over my cardigan. I did manage to brush most of it off, but I've took it off. Man, it's quite warm in here at the moment because the log fire's burning away there. So I'm wearing one of my new necklaces. And I'm wearing a belt, actually. Oops. There you are, belt with a bow to celebrate the fact that I've almost got a waist. Well, some managed to mend their scales today. So it was the first time I've been able to weigh myself for ages. And I have lost weight. Yay! Not much. Not much. Yeah, I wondered about crocheted ones, whether they go baggy. I have crocheted socks in my time, and they go a bit baggy at the top. Still, I should be absolutely sick of moss stitch or seed stitch or whatever they call it by the time I've finished this cardigan. I was hoping to have it finished before next Friday, you know, so I won't have to try to knit when I come back with my hand bandaged up, but I doubt it, really, unless I put a speed up. The collar's quite big, and I've also got 2 front bands and 2 pocket bands to do. So I can't see it being done, actually. Oh, for those of you who watch Alternative Aging, a little doggy's died. Jack. He's not been well for a bit, but he's 17 and a bit. Anyway, she's put an Instagram post on saying he's passed away. She was debating about 2 or 3 weeks ago whether he needed to go to the vet, but she kept saying every time she thought that, he kept rallying round, and it's a very difficult decision to make with any animal, isn't it, no matter how poorly they were. I mean, each time I've had to make that decision, I've known really in my heart of hearts. But it's just so hard to say, right, this is the day, this is today, isn't it? Yeah, she was expecting it. Yeah. Oh, what am I doing today? So, you know what I mean. It's a day like any other, Esther, yeah. Trying my best to finish off some knitting before I get my hand done. But I can't see it being finished, actually, but we can but try. I mean, at one time in my life, I'd have had this done in no time, but I'm crocheting so slowly at the moment. Crocheting? No, I'm not crocheting. I'm knitting so slowly at the moment. Can't even tell the difference these days. My head's in a puddle. Yeah. I was watching Crafty Nana talking about her bingo wings. I've got them. Look at them. Woo-hoo-hoo. I don't think I'll be following her, though, with her exercises. She's trying to get rid of her bingo wings before she goes to her son's wedding. But you know, she's only got a month, so I don't think she's going to do an awful lot. Hello, Yolanda. I wish her luck, though. Getting rid of her bingoings. To be quite truthful, I've never even tried. They've never bothered me that much. I know they carry on waving long after I stop, but, you know, look at that. But I'm not that bothered about them, actually. I normally don't wear a sleeveless top, yeah. No, we haven't changed our clocks yet, Lizzie. We don't change them till the 31st. Yeah. I'll probably forget mine. Your mind change automatically, I think. It's a good job because otherwise I would forget. Because we lose an hour, don't we? Or do we now? Yeah, spring forward. Yeah, we lose an hour. An hour's sleep we lose when it goes forward. It's a good job it's the weekend, isn't it? You don't have to get up for work or anything like that. Although some people do work Sundays, don't they? So that's me being presumptuous, yeah. Well, yeah, a long, long time ago, a lady who came in my wool shop, she used to have the bakery in Royton, and she had hers done. Oh, the disfiguring scars. I wouldn't have had it done. I mean, she might have looked slimmer, but she couldn't wear sleeveless tops because the scars were awful. They went right down there, and they were terrible. I mean, maybe with Oprah's money, if she's had it done, she's got a top plastic surgeon who's managed to, hide the stitches and the lines, yeah. But my friend probably couldn't afford a top surgeon, so. But I remember thinking, she told me she'd had them done, and when she showed them to me, I thought, oh no, your fat bits look better. The bits that waved about look better than the big scars. I thought the whole point of having it done was so you could, wear sleeveless tops, yeah. You didn't understand when people would say that. What, the change? You mean changing the hour? Yeah. Yeah, fortunately, like I've never had to work Sundays. I've had to work Saturdays in your life, but never Sundays. You don't wave your arms about. I don't blame you. You're only young yet, Shan. When you get to my age, bat wings are sort of like something you get, especially if you've lost weight like I have. If you stay fat, your arms are still fat, aren't they? But when you lose weight, your arms, have a bit of extra skin. At least I don't wave my legs about. My thighs don't flap. Yeah. I'm past the age of wearing swimsuits and, haltered tops and stuff like that, where it would matter. A good short sleeve blouse or something will cover up your bingo wings anyway. Yeah, I've got past the age, Christine, where I'm actually worried about what I look like, really. We've all got a bit of vanity. You want to look your best, like, facially, don't you? But I'm not obsessive about it. Would I like to have less wrinkles? Yes, I would. Would I like, yeah. But, it's something that's not going to happen, is it? You just got them, haven't you? Plastic surgery is not an option. I would be terrified to have anybody messing with my face. I mean, it isn't a pretty face, but I wouldn't want it shifting and lifting, look in the mirror and wonder who you are. I mean, I do catch sight of myself and wonder who the old lady is, that's sneaked up on me. But by and large, I wouldn't like to look in and see this lovely, flawless face and wonder who I am, yeah. Hi, Jill, how you doing? Have you decided what you're going to make with your new yarn yet, Jill? I did watch your little video. She got some new yarn. Yeah, it's safe to come in, Chris. Yeah, you don't have to wear your helmet and duck. No, you're fine. If it's any consolation, you weren't the only one that thought I was missing. And I'll confuse you all on the 31st because our clocks will change. And then you'll wonder where I am. Well, I'll be on before you, won't I then? I think one year I forgot, to put my clocks back. I think I came on at 9 o'clock when it was actually 10 o'clock, I think, one year, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know what medication's like, Shan. I don't take what you take, but if I took as many painkillers as they want me to take, I'd be like a zombie. I don't function as it is, without taking painkillers. It's Lizzie, Jill. You're knitting a bag, yeah. I've crocheted a bag a couple of times, but never one that I've actually used, I wouldn't say that any of my bags have been actually a success, really. They've always been a bit... I don't think my tension was tight enough for a bag, yeah. Yeah, well, let's hope it works, Shan. Yeah, let's hope it does. I hate taking loads of pills. I really do. I feel like a rattle, And you say to the pharmacist, do I have to take this? Do I have to take that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Can I not drop this one off? No. And then they wanted me to inject myself every day with insulin. I thought, this is going one step too far. I'm not in that mood. Hey, getting a bit bigger. I'm going to be sick to death of moss stitch before I do the finishing bits, yeah. I know, you line them all up in a row, don't you? And you think, oh, God. Sometimes it just won't go down. I think your throat rebels and it says, no, I am not swallowing these things. I've had enough. I'm on strike. I don't know whether you get that or not, when you start gagging because the pill won't go down. And you have to take another couple of slurps of your water or drink or something to get it to swish. And I hate it when it sticks. Ugh. Do you ever get one and it's always the horrible tasting one that sticks, isn't it? My cocodamol taste awful. And they always seem to, they're like horse tablets. And when they stick, oh my God, they stick, yeah. And I've got another one that tastes of peppermint and that sticks as well, yeah. Yeah, I was ages trying to think of something to use with my mini skeins, Jill. In the end, I started crocheting him into a cardigan with other things, but I just can't get on with finishing it. I've got a sleeve and a half to do. Yeah, they are torpedoes. Years ago, they used to have like a slippery coating on, didn't they? And they used to slide down. But now they're like powdery, and I think it's because they're cheaper. Maybe the expensive ones have got the powder on, the coating that swishes down. But the cheaper ones are like powder, aren't they? And they get stuck. I like the ones with the coating on, because I'm a wimp. I like the ones you just swallow down. Everything seems to float back up with me, Jill, at the moment, yeah. I'm having trouble with anything I eat. It seems to stop halfway down. It doesn't seem to go to my stomach. And then if I don't watch it, it just comes straight back up. It's not gross or anything. It comes up just the way it went down. It's not like being really ill then. Ah, my coffee's going cold. I'm not like Tracy Crochet Rocks when she says, I've got to stop the video because I need to slurp my tea. Oh, you've got hiatal hernia. Welcome to the club. I've had mine for such a long time. I'm getting fed up with it. I think it's gotten worse. I mean, it was diagnosed donkeys years ago. I think I need to go, but I just don't want that camera, down my throat again. I've had a camera down my throat, and then I had one time where I had to swallow this. It looked like a plasticine. And as you swallowed it, they took like x-rays or something as it was going down, like to see where it was going and see where it stopped. That was disgusting. Oh, I'd love to go to a chiropractor. There's none round here, though. And they're so expensive, aren't they? Yeah. I need my neck adjusting because it's not right. I like my neck being cracked out every now and again. I know it sounds just awful, but you lie there like that and you're going like that, and all of a sudden they go bend your head one way. Told you manoeuvre at home. Oh, so I've determined that some doctors are sadists. Barium meal, that's the one, Julie. It's absolutely disgusting. It's like white plasticine, isn't it? Oh, it was awful. And I had a camera down, but they had to put me to sleep because they couldn't get the camera down because I wouldn't swallow it. They kept saying, well, spray your throat with something. Well, they sprayed my throat and it just burnt. It didn't numb it at all. All it did was burn. I said, I can't do that. So all I was doing was retching, and they said, oh, we'll have to put her to sleep. So they put me to sleep, did it, and then when I woke up, it was all over and done with. But they don't normally. They try to do it under this squirty spray stuff. That's what's put me off going about my hernias. I don't want that. Yeah, exactly. I wondered what on earth it was. I thought, I'm ill. Glass of water and bounce hard. The MRA contrast. It's worse when they inject you with dye. That makes me burn up. I'm like, whew, as if I'm on fire. I mean, I never did have the mental pause. So I never had the hot flushes, but that's what I imagined they would be like. She said, you may feel warm in a minute. Warm? I felt like Popeye with the steam coming out my head. It was like, ooh. Oh dear, I wish I was a quick knitter like I used to be. Well, I suppose I'm quicker to some. I watch some people's videos and they seem so slow when they're knitting, and I'm thinking, how do you ever finish anything? I don't think I'm quick at all. But maybe I'm quick compared with some people. Maybe I am. I was half watching Sheila's video before I came on here, but I didn't have time to finish it. She's having problems with her laptop. Something to do with a plug-in bit that, you can charge your laptop in. Like you get them for cameras, don't you? For like an alternative power source for when you're out and about. You can plug your phone into it. I think she's bought one for her laptop, but she was on a rant, so I didn't manage to finish the end of it, so I don't know what she's ranting about yet. Oh, I don't like the one where it's a bit like, well, I've never had a scan when I'm having a baby, but I've watched it on the telly, where they make you drink gallons and gallons and gallons of water because they can only sort of scan your bladder when it's full or something. Oh, God, I thought I was going to wet myself then. I was with knitting clubs. They were fine, yeah. I can't go to the one on Monday because we're going out for a meal with another knitting club. So I won't be at the library on Monday. You missed it too because of the commercial. I can't help the commercials. They're not my doing, Chris. I wouldn't mind if I gained any money from them, but I really don't. So that's the only part that bugs me. I mean, I've spoken to other people who don't get revenue. Well, don't get much revenue. And yet YouTube are sticking these commercials all over. Yeah, I know you don't want to wet yourself on the table, do you? You're like, I'm going to hurry up. I can't hold it any longer, especially when you get older and you haven't got such brilliant bladder control, you know. Ooh. Yeah, she kept dithering about when she was doing the ultrasound. I was like, hurry up, I'm going to wet myself. Yeah, we'll all have a coffee, Jill, while you're putting the machine on. I've got mine, but it's gone a bit cold. I think the last little bit here. Ugh. I don't mind coffee cold, and I don't mind coffee hot, but I don't like coffee in the middle. You know, when it's just barely warm, lukewarm. Oh, I did not enjoy that last bit. Oh, gosh. It's awful, isn't it, when you can't do. When God made us, why did he put all our bits on the inside instead of on the outside? Would have been much handier, wouldn't it? If we'd have had all the bits on the outside. You can just hang it out and go behind a tree somewhere, can't you? I don't know why they suddenly thought we had to have internal bits. And if we were born with a zipper, you know, it would make childbirth a lot easier, wouldn't it? Right, we'll just unzip and see if you're done. Yeah. Yeah, we could do with all the plumbing on the outside, couldn't we? Would be a much better idea. Oh, is it St. Patrick's Day? No, that's tomorrow, is it? Or is it today, 16th? If I was in Manchester, I would have known. Because there's a lot of Irish people over there. You vote for a zipper. I vote for a zipper. We all vote for a zipper, yeah. You thought it was Monday? It's tomorrow, is it? Excuse me, it's tomorrow, yeah. I didn't think it was today. I don't know why. At least you called it St. Patrick's Day. I don't mind St. Paddy's Day, but I hate St. Patty's Day. Ah, where does it come from? St. Patty's Day? You're not Irish if you call it St. Patty's Day. Because nobody in Ireland would ever call it that. Your calendar says the 18th. Well, we have to be different, don't we, Sean? My calendar never tells me anything. It tells me stupid things like full moon, stuff like that, but it never tells me any actual days or dates or anything proper. And I've still never fathomed out the one on my phone, yeah. Corned beef and cabbage or bacon, cabbage and potatoes, yeah. If John comes on tonight, he'll know when it is, because he's Irish, isn't he? So he'll know exactly when it is. Yeah, when I lived in Manchester, one of my friends was Irish. I mean, she lived in Manchester, but she was Irish. So I always knew when it was St. Patrick's. Oh, you want Guinness, yeah? I only like can't even say it, Guinness if I can put blackcurrant in it. It's a bit too bitter for me on its own. I think I like the little bit of a sweetness. Yeah, that's tomorrow, isn't it, Lizzie? Yeah. I won't drink it though because it puts weight on you, doesn't it? So. Yeah, Guinness and black. Yeah, I just like that little bit of blackcurrant in to take the bitterness off the Guinness. It always looks so tempting, doesn't it? All black with this white top on it. Yeah. It's past your bedtime, is it? Oh. Well, why are you here if it's past your bedtime? Oh dear. I'm going to open my bottle. Don't worry, it's only dandelion and burdock. I'm not on the hard stuff. Past my bedtime. I might be geriatric, but it's only 9:30. I don't usually go to bed at that time. You used to shamrock your Guinness. Oh, that's nice. But put a little shamrock on the top in the foam. I think that you are being silly. No, I think that you are a troll. Only a troll would say something strange like that. Hiya, Bear. How are you doing? Oh, I've sent the weather, have I? I thought you wanted some rain over there. Yeah, it's past the children's bedtime. I think I'm a bit long in the tooth to be called a child, yeah. You mean past his bedtime, yeah, or her bedtime, whichever. Probably a him. We don't usually get many women trolls or girl trolls, do we? We did have one once. Yeah. The one that kept talking about her dog, if you remember. I don't think she was all there, though, yeah. We had a guy come to the door before. And, hiya, Missy. Just had a guy come to the door wanting to know directions to somewhere. Not going to ask him me. You've disliked to report to me. Oh, goody, goody. Thank you. I'm sure that they'll say something about my channel, yeah. You can't dislike anymore on YouTube anyway. They've taken away the button. So tough bunnies. You can't dislike anybody's videos anymore. I'm glad they took that away because somebody used to dislike every one of my videos about 2 seconds in. And I'm like, I don't mind you disliking my video if you watched it. But I used to object to people disliking my video when it was like they watched about 2 seconds. I used to watch it go live and then, yeah. Yeah, school's out, yeah. We've been quite troll-free for quite a while, actually. It's probably our turn to be molested. Oh dear, we used to get them all. Yeah, they've taken away the dislike button. You can't say it anymore. I've only ever used it a couple of times when, I watched some videos and they were absolutely, I mean, how they got away with it without being banned, I don't know, because the language was appalling on it, you know. So I reported them for, the bad language and that. I mean, I'm talking really bad language. I'm not going to repeat it, but I thought YouTube had got like standards, that they didn't allow, things like that to go through. So I did dislike and report those videos. They're not around anymore now. Don't forget the thumbs up. No, I've only got 16 thumbs up. Ah. Big Ben Bit. Oh, not another troll, please. Are you I hope you're not a troll, because if you are, you're going to have to go, because I'm getting a bit cheesed. Yeah, thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up, please. Are you a knitter or a crocheter, and have you been in here before? Not that kind of thumbs up. A thumb up on the channel. Thank you, Craft Knit. So thank you, Bear. I'm determined I'm going to try and finish this second cuff tonight, even though it's hurting my hand already. I'm determined to plough through for a while at least, until my hand hurts too much and I have to stop. You're into crochet, are you? Right, what are you making at the moment? Oh, you're learning, right, okay. There's lots of guys on here that have crochet channels. I was going to watch Derek today, but I hadn't had time. He's got a new video up. Oh, thank you, Yolanda. You're making a top. Good luck with that one. Yeah, I was going to watch Derek, but I'll have to watch him tomorrow and watch the end of Sheila tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, I've got halfway there then. I've got 49 viewers and 24 thumbs up, yeah. Fiber Spider. I haven't watched him for a bit. I stopped watching him when he started doing all the books and things like that, when he started reading bits out of books. Oh, thank you, Susan. I just kind of only wanted to watch crochet. I didn't want him doing readings from books. I mean, some people like it, but it wasn't my thing. I don't know whether he does that anymore now. No, you didn't like the readings either. No, I just don't know. I mean, if that's what you want to do, fine, but not on a crochet channel, yeah. Oh, thank you, Helen. Thank you. I like my thumbs up. I was watching somebody's video, I can't remember which, and she's going, don't forget the thummies, don't forget the thummies. You unsub when he started. I haven't unsubbed from him exactly, but I don't watch him. Well, not when he's reading from books, I don't. I always thought that was copyright anyway, unless it was a really old book, you know, something like, you know, Jane Eyre or something that was in the public domain. But he was reading all sorts of books, yeah. And I was thinking, you know, is he pushing his luck here with the copyrights? Because I didn't think you could just read excerpts out of books. And I mean, the same way you can't have music or something like that on your channel. You know, or you can't stick pieces of other people's YouTubes on your channel as well. Oh, we all start somewhere. I haven't got many subscribers considering how long I've been on here. I think I've been on here about 12 years now. But compared to other people, you know, the people who say, oh, I've got 20,000 subscribers and I've been on 5 years. And I'm like, whoa, I've been here 12 years and I haven't got them. Yeah, I think it was 12 years. I wrote it down the other day. It was the 9th of October. Nathan knows because Nathan was the one who told me. It was the 9th of October sometime or other. I did write it down, but I've lost it. It was on a piece of paper, and I think I've thrown the paper away. Before that, I actually did blogs before I did YouTube. I did blogs for about 3 years, so all in all, it's probably about 15 years, yeah. I remember when I got my first couple of subscribers, I thought it was really wonderful that somebody actually watched me. Because I've been doing blogs and I've been used to about 2 or 3 people watching me, you know, when I did my blogs. I only started those to keep like an online diary, really, when I started doing my blogging. But I soon got fed up of all the typing, and the putting the pictures in and stuff like that. So when I changed to doing YouTube videos, I thought, oh, they won't follow me. I'll just have a couple of subscribers that follow me. But I never. 5 years for the live streams, and the oldest video is 11 years. I thought it was 11 years. 9th of October, that sticks in my mind for some reason. But before that, I did about 2 years just blogging. I miss my blog, my videoing with Sue. I was talking to her the other day. I said I missed her input, yeah. 9th of October is your birthday. 9th of October is the day my dad died. I don't know why I'd started making videos on the anniversary of his death. Not a very nice thing to commemorate, is it? Yeah, I used to like doing them with Sue. We had a good repartee. We sort of bounced off each other a bit like little and large or something like that. Yeah. Do you believe in reincarnation? No, not really. No, I can't say as I do. My channel says 2. 2 who? Oh dear. I don't keep a date. It was only when somebody asked me how long I've been on. It was Nathan who told me. I think he looked it up, yeah. I didn't really know. You do these things, but you don't take a note. It's like I never take a note of how many subscribers I've got, really. Every now and again, I'll have a look to see if I've got any new ones, But it's not kind of, the be-all and the end-all of like, I'm not one of those who grows my channel by going on other people's channels saying, subscribe to me, like some of them do. I've never done that, no. I've never gone on other people's channels saying, basically, they just come on to promote themselves, don't they? I've never done that. Excuse me, I've never done that. I'm always really tickled pink when somebody like Sheila shouts me out and says she's watched me. It's like, whoa, Yeah, the people who come on saying, I'll subscribe to you if you subscribe to me. And I'm going, no, that's not the way it works. I only want people to subscribe to me if they're interested in what I'm doing or if they're interested in my videos. I don't want people just subscribing to me when they're not, There's no point to that, is there? I don't subscribe to people that I'm not interested in, yeah. I might watch them once or twice, and then when I think, no, they're not for me, yeah. Yeah, I still only got 28 thumbs up, and I've got 50 people in. So somebody hasn't pressed the button. Somebody is slacking, somebody is lurking. Perhaps they don't like me. Perhaps I'm unloved. Wouldn't surprise me. I'm still knitting. Ask me something deep. Well, you can ask me, but I may not answer you. People can always ask, but whether I'll answer. What do I do when I feel upset? Have a blooming good cry, probably. That's probably what I would do if I was upset. Or I stop eating. I've got a very sort of stomach that reacts to things. How do I get out of it? Not easy. Not easy. Possibly, Jill, possibly. Upset is something you have to work your way through. You can't do anything about it, can you? Yeah, I was thinking that as well, Sharon. Yeah. Hey, so what's everybody doing tonight? I know somebody's making leg warmers. What is everybody else doing? I'm still finishing this flipping cardigan, so same day as the other. Chris is usually eating or he's usually cooking something. But maybe as I'm an hour later to him, maybe he's actually had his dinner. You're making motive. Oh yeah, you're making all those motifs. You are a Trojan, Yolanda. I wouldn't like to have to patch all them together. I mean, they look so nice. I was actually watching one of my Milan kind of, the streets of Milan, but they kept going onto shop windows. And one of them was kind of a really expensive shop. And it wasn't crochet motifs, it was like cutouts in fabric, but it was all like flowers with like gaps in between. So it looked like it was kind of crochet motifs, but it wasn't. It was like that. You're recovering your porch furniture. Right. And you're making veggie soup, a triangle shawl. I love boho, yeah, I really do. I love the boho furniture, the patchwork, very bright coloured furniture. I love all that. If you're looking for Rosie, she's in here. And Trixie is now.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
They were supposed to go in for a wee, I think, yeah. Oh, you're making a cat for G. I keep seeing that cat everywhere on YouTube. You know that cat that's like stripes, is it called? It's like a fat cat. It's got a name, hasn't it? Is it Bagpuss or something? I keep seeing lots of people making that. I'm no good with anything with a face. I think I've told you that before. I was going to make a video today, but I didn't. On this latest magazine, is it Simply Crochet? And that's come with, well, I won't use it, but somebody will. All these birds, exotic birds. Yeah, 4 cute patterns. I think cute's pushing it, really. No, it isn't Garfield. I think it's Bagpuss, Yolanda. Yeah. I won't be doing them. Yeah. It's one thing I won't be doing. I was going to do, well, it's not an open with me. That's what Crochet Rocks calls it, open with me. So I can't say that because that's like pinching a trademark, isn't it? Yeah. I usually just do a review, but I just wasn't in the mood today for doing it. Yeah. It's like the Cheshire Cat. I think it's called Bagpuss. It's like stripy, like orange and cream stripes. Yeah. Yeah, you're all right with doing amigurumis or toys or whatever you want. They don't call them toys anymore now. They call them amigurumis, don't they? Never quite sure why they're called amigurumis and not toys anymore, but I'm no good with anything like that. It's not all orange. It's like orange and white. It's got big fat cheeks, so it doesn't look like Garfield to me. Because I thought Garfield was all one colour. Yeah. No, there's been loads of pictures on Facebook of people who've made it. Not me, obviously, of course. Because I'm no good at anything with a face, I tell you. Or a beak, for that matter. They've gone back upstairs. They must have had a wee. It's bag push, yeah. It's crochet, I think. Yeah, I think it is crochet. It looked crochet to my untrained eye. It could be. You knitted a jelly baby. Pink and white striped cat. Hi, Andrea. I can't knit them for the life of me. I knitted a puppet once for my son when he was little, but I've never actually made. I made a doll once for my niece's little girl. Oh my goodness me. I put its face on and took it off that many times. Its poor little face looked like it had been punched. And in the end, it had this sort of grimace instead of a smile. I'm sure the poor child had nightmares when I gave it to her. And it turned out she wasn't a doll person anyway, so I don't think she ever played with it. You know, some little girls are dolls, aren't they? And other little girls are not. It turned out that she wasn't a doll person anyway, so my doll probably finished up in the bin somewhere or given away. The UFOs. Ooh. I'm just hopeless at things. Yeah, I don't crochet tight enough for the amigurumis. I've tried going down hook sizes and down hook sizes, but to be honest, it doesn't seem to make any difference, you know. And I don't like it when they look so open work that the stuffing shows through. Yeah, the Jean Greener. You were the queen of the tinsel, Sean. She did tinsel. What was it, like a caterpillar thing? Was it you did? In that glittery tinsel. I made a draft excluder once, but it was only a snake, so that doesn't really count. And it had buttons for eyes and a felt tongue, so I managed that okay. But anything I've got to embroider, no can do. I mean, for years I kept a pattern for a lovely cardigan, and it had like wool embroidery, it had flowers. And I thought, oh, you know, I can't do that. And I would have loved to have done it, but yeah, I would have loved to have done that. Flowers, you know, they used quite a number of thicknesses of wool, you know, just to do this like wool embroidery. And it looks so easy to do, but I thought, nope, it won't. I can only use ergonomic now, not the ones with the big handles. I can't use them. You know, the big fat, especially the ones with the wobbly handles, you know, the ones that people homemade. And they do that FIMO stuff and they put all these fancy things on. That would hurt my hand. I couldn't use that. I can use the soft squashy ones and I can use the, well, bamboo are they, the wooden ones. I can't use a normal hook. I can't grip it anymore. I mean, we all started off with the normal hooks, didn't we? And some people still can use them. Well, fair dues if they can, you know. I've often said I never say what hooks people have to use. You see, I'm struggling with the zine needles, knitting needles, because they're too sharp on the ends. And I've discovered I must push the stitches down with my fingers. And when I've used the zine needles, I get like a hole in my finger where I've been pushing it through. Everybody else swears by them. Mind you, the ones I were using were a big size, and with them being metal, they were a bit heavy. You know, when I'm on sort of like 6.5, 6mm, I'm better off with plastic. You know, the old ones that are lighter. And I cannot use circular needles to save my skin. I call them worms. I can't knit free at all. I can only knit with one needle stuck under my armpit. It's the way I was taught. But I never say, oh, this is the only way to do this. It's the only crochet hook to use. This is the only needle to use. I mean, I admire people who can knit continental. I can, physically. But no, I'm using my old Aero, actually. Ephraim likes Aero needles, but he likes the longer needles. These are only 35 centimetres. Aero never made a 40-inch, which is what he likes to, a 40-inch, 40 centimetres, which is the one that Ephraim likes to use. The only one who do the 40 centimetres are the Zing, yeah. I just can't knit free, Helen. I can't knit down here on my knee. I've got to stick a needle under my arm. My mum knitted that way, and all her sisters knitted that way. And because I was taught to knit by family, that's the way I was taught to knit. And when you've been knitting as long as I have, I was about 5, I think, when I started to knit, and I'm 78 now. It's a lot of unlearning, you know, to do, isn't it? You know, your brain goes into a certain pattern, doesn't it? But, you know, is it memory? Your hands have memory or something? They call it a name, don't they? Is it muscle memory? That's what it is, isn't it? That's why you write a certain way. That's why you do things a certain way, because your hand remembers. So trying to change to, you know, continental knitting just didn't work for me. I could manage to do the knit stitch, but I couldn't do the purl at all. I just couldn't. And yet watching people use it, I know it's much quicker. But I pulled it so tight, it wouldn't move up the needles when I did it. Oh, hello. Somebody's going sending me a message. Zoop, zoop. It won't be anything important, no doubt. Zoop, zoop to you as well. No, Ephraim's put a message on somewhere. Oh, that must be awful, Sharon, yeah. I've got a friend that lives around the corner that's got MS, but sadly she's had it longer than you and she's in a wheelchair now. She still manages to work from home, though. She's got an electric wheelchair. She zips up and down. I'd always feel as though I was going to tip out of a wheelchair. Mind you, the other day my scooter set off without me. Banged me into a post. I've still got a big bruise. I don't know whether salt water got in it or what happened to it. I don't know. The gremlins. I mean, luckily I hit a post, otherwise I would have gone into the traffic. Luckily the post was there. It stopped my scooter. Otherwise I'd have been straight into the flow of traffic. You would have been reading about me in the paper. Woman squished. Well, the first person who taught me to knit was my mum, although at school they used to give us these little baby needles and these grubby balls of cotton that had been knitted and unravelled that many times. They were like string and they were so dirty. And I mean, they had the boys and everybody doing it, you know. But I think I was one of the only ones that could knit. There was me and a young lady called Irene Burke. And I was in fascination with Irene Burke because she would be, 6 or 7. And she lived with her grandmother. I don't know what happened to her mother. But she could do those, you know, tea cozies that are in pleats, where you use 2 colours. And you pull it in between and it goes into like downward pleats. And I remember saying to my mum, you know, Irene Burke is so clever. She can do that, yeah. That just fascinated me. And you've seen them, haven't you? The tea cozies in stripes going downwards, and they're in like ridges, like that. Very popular where they were with your granny. Oh, you've got a new chair. Whee! Chris will be zipping up and down. You'll be going to the shops, lickety split, won't you? You'll be going, voot! You'll be getting done for speeding. Is it comfy? Have you got used to it yet? Because whenever I get a new scooter, I always get a bad hip because it's a different setting and a different foot rest, different hand position. My hand and arm always aches, and my feet and legs always ache. I was the same when I used to drive a car. Yeah. Every time I got a new car, the clutch was in a different position, and I used to get terrible hip ache. Mainly with me, it's backache. It's constant. Yeah. Hi, Judy. Yeah, my friend didn't want to go in a wheelchair, but she just had to in the end. Yeah. Oh, that's great, Chris. You'll be like me then, won't you? It's one worry less, isn't it, on your mind when you don't have to buy. It's like me if I'd have had to buy those tyres for my scooter. They cost £100 each, and I've had 6 last year. I haven't got that kind of money. I'm on a pension. I've had to buy, and I had new set of batteries as well. I know it's such an expense, isn't it, having to buy everything. I mean, in a way, I rent mine, don't I? In a way, I still pay for it, but I pay for it out of my disability money, So in a way, I do pay for it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I hope it's a long time. It was a long time for my friend, if that's any consolation. She's known about it since the birth of her kids, and they're all grown up now. They're all in their 20s and up to 30, yeah. So she is a lot further down the line, yeah, than you are, yeah. Yeah. I wonder what our grandparents did when they didn't have such things. Hi, Jane. When they didn't have anything like this, they didn't even have a Zimmer frame, did they? And they only had a wheelchair if somebody pushed them, didn't they? I bet they never went out of the house. Yeah, you keep taking the tablets even though they're hard to swallow. Keep taking them, Sean. Hi, Jane, how are you? Oh, Kaz isn't well. She's posted on Facebook. She's got some kind of lurgy. She thought it was COVID, but it's not. But she's on antibiotics again, the size of a horse tablet. But she's finding hard to swallow. Funny enough, we've been on that subject before, haven't we? Yeah. So she's not been in work. She's been on the sick, I think. So that's why we haven't seen her. I did message her the other day. Yeah, they would have had to be carried, or they would be bedbound, or they'd have to stay in, wouldn't they? Our grandparents, if they got to be, her legs didn't work anymore, they had to just stop in, didn't they? You've seen some of the invalid carriages that they had, like in the 1800s, early 1900s. God, they were awful, weren't they? I bet they were bone rattlers. They didn't have any cushions or anything. I remember seeing one. Was it in the Secret Garden where that little boy couldn't walk? And he was in a wheelchair. I think it was the Secret Garden, wasn't it? Yeah, the stairs, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. I mean, it's not that long since they were like that, Denise. Hard-backed, wooden, with, wheels without any tyres on. They look so uncomfortable, don't they? I mean, my solid tyres are not the most comfortable, honestly. When I go over a bump, I can feel it, straight up my spine. I mean, my son says, why don't I use my fold-up scooter? But, oh, my God, yeah. Yeah, maybe that's why they had a bustle value. I mean, my little scooter shakes my bones about something cruel. You know, I would like to get to the tram station and go places, you know. I'll be so glad when they build the tram stop into the station in Blackpool. At least then I can get a train somewhere if they run. They're always not running our trains, yeah. But that little scooter, oh my God, it's like... It feels like it's got no cushion in it. It's definitely not got any suspension. I swear it hasn't. It's all right if you're in like a town or a city and you're just going in shops where it's all flat. But going on pavements where they're bumpy and up and down, oh God, yeah. Yeah, the buses, oh gosh. I mean, my scooter folds up, but I have to lug it on the bus myself. And the bus drivers don't help you, you know. They're supposed to lower, you know, this sort of thingamajiggle to let you get on, but they don't, yeah. They don't lower it down. So they watch you struggle. They don't bother. I mean, they probably do the same for mums with, you know, prams. They probably let them struggle as well. I mean, many a time I've seen other women, you know, come to their aid and help to lift the buggy and that onto the bus. I mean, at one time, the bus driver would have got off his seat and helped you, but there used to be a bus guard, didn't there? You know, conductor that used to help you with things. But these one-man buses, and they won't leave the seat for anything, will they? They're behind that glass thing with the door shut, aren't they? Not that I go on buses. I don't have a bus pass anymore. I could apply for one, but I don't hardly use a bus, so I just pay the fare, you know. I don't know whether I get any concessions because I'm an OAP, or whether you have to prove you're an OAP. But mind you, they look at me, they must know. Well, look at me, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Well, the number of times I get told, usually by men, you lot get on my nerves with your scooters. You should stay at home where you belong. That was one of my comments. Yeah, just because I can walk, people just don't believe I've got problems. Pain doesn't show. You know, I would get free bus travel if I got a bus ticket. I think it's only within the boundaries of like this area. I think once you cross the border kind of thing of the council thing, you have to pay, yeah. When I had a free bus pass, it used to work on the trams as well when I was in Manchester. But I don't think it works on the trams here. I don't know, I've not applied. I did try to apply for one, but it was when it was COVID and I didn't have a printer working. And they wanted me to do all this stuff and print it all out and post it all off. And I didn't have a printer at the time. So I thought, well, I'll do it later. And of course, I never did. You had to have your photograph taken and put that onto this form. And I'm thinking, I haven't got a printer. You know, how the hell am I going to? If it would have been done online, I probably would have done it, yeah. Oh, I can use it on the tram. Oh, well, I might get one day. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? People are not usually that bad to me because they see I'm in a scooter and they can see I obviously not very good at walking. I think the hint is when I fall on them, you know, trip up and fall on them. I can walk in a supermarket, but I have to have a trolley and I sort of lean over it like I'm, you know, not right in the head. I have to lean over it like that. It's the only way it stops the pain. Because once I start to walk, I get really, really horrible pain in my back. And it travels down to my legs, and then if I'm not careful, my legs just give way and I fall on the floor. And you feel so embarrassed if you have to fall over. Yeah, my pain doesn't show because I don't go around telling everybody about it. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't make a song and dance about pain, then people don't realise you're in it, do they? But I don't. I prefer not to. I prefer not to tell everybody or whatever, let it show on my face or grumble all the time. I prefer not to do it. So people don't realise how much pain I'm in most of the time. And I hate taking painkillers because they dull your senses. I always say, at least when I'm in pain, I know I'm alive, yeah. Right, I've done the second bit. What shall I do next? Oh, God, yeah, I lean over mine like that. Oh, I must look like a zombie. Yeah, if you've got a plaster cast on your leg or you've got a big cast on your arm, people know you've got something wrong. But a lot of people have got like hidden disabilities. They could have heart problems. They could have all kinds of problems. People don't know why people park in a disabled spot when they look as though they're all right. I look as though I'm all right because I can walk from the disabled parking spot into the shop. As soon as I get in the shop, I need a trolley, if you know what I mean. But I don't look physically disabled, yeah. I'll put my arm in a sling. Hey, I will have my arm in a sling next week. Val, I'll have it bandaged up anyway. At least I will look as though I've got something wrong with me, won't I? If I've got a great big bump. Last time they put that much padding around my hand because they didn't want me to bump it. I looked like I got a boxing glove on last time when I had this hand done. And I had to leave it on for, I think it was 3-4 days or longer till they took the stitches out. I had to leave this bandage on. You try getting your cardigan sleeves over a whopping boxing mitten. Oh dear. I actually knitted myself a mitten at one stage just to try to keep the bandage clean. Because even when you're just touching things in the house, even though you're not doing anything, it started looking really grubby, you know. Maybe the standard of my housekeeping wasn't up to scratch. Maybe it was dusty, I don't know. But I knitted a great big mitten. Well, luckily, I think I knitted it before I went in. I think I must have had a premonition. But this time I have got a great big mitten. Do you remember that one that I put in the microwave that looks like a boxing glove? I've actually got one of those, so I think I don't have to, knit a mitten. Coffee time. I've had mine. Yeah. I need my pattern. Oh, it's here. See how many stitches to cast on. Oh, my necklace is one that I got from eBay, I think. I think I got this one from eBay. It's red and black. It reminds me of cough sweets for some reason. These red and black ones. Whoops. They remind me of cough sweets. Because I was wearing red with a black cardigan. Oh, dissolvable stitches. I didn't have dissolvable stitches last time, but I mean, it is a long time since I had this hand done. So maybe they do use dissolvable stitches now. I'll have to wait and see. That would be handy if I had dissolvable stitches. Hey, Shad, Chris has got a new electric wheelchair. So he's zipping up and down the street now. Make another piece the same way for the collar, but don't put buttonholes. Right, okay. Cast off when it measures 16 inches. Well, I won't be doing that tonight. Well, I might cast on, but I won't be doing 16 inches. Yeah. Oh, you don't have it yet? Oh, I thought you'd already got it. I hope it's all nice and comfy. And got the cushions in the right places, you know. Because if they're not in the right place, they jab you in the middle of the back, don't they? Yeah, it's awful when people talk down to you, don't they? It's like, does she take sugar if you're in a wheelchair, innit? You know what I mean? A friend who's in the wheelchair gets that a lot. You know, people talk over her head. Talk to whoever she's with, you know, like as if she's not, Oh, that'd be better, because if the cushion hits you in the wrong spot, Chris, it can, you know, I find that I've tried putting a cushion on my scooter at times, but if it hits you in the wrong spot, it's worse than not having one, isn't it, you know? Because it kind of leans on a nerve and then you can't move your legs, yeah. I'm just hoping this hand operation works. I hope it's not worse. He's already told me it may not work. I tried to read his notes, but honestly, he gave me this piece of paper that tells me what he's going to do. And that's what he's written, but I can't read any of it. Even with my glasses on, I can't read it. I mean, it's the copy anyway, you know, the carbon bit. He's put something, I think it says prevent something outcome, but I don't know what the other two words are. Something trend. I've no idea what he's written. CRPS, something or other. Resources, whatever. I can't read what he's written at all. At all. All I can read is left carpal tunnel decompression. He's wrote that. But I can't read the rest of it. I have no idea what he's written. And as I say, I've only got the carbon copy, so it makes it even worse. But it's a typical doctor's handwriting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. I need 18, so I need one more stitch. There we go. That's a mighty small collar. I don't know why they don't print. You know, they've got computers, they've got things. They could write it on a computer, couldn't they? Not use pen and paper anymore. And then they could print it out for you so that you could actually read it. Or they could get a secretary to do it and send you a copy, you know, in the post, couldn't they? I just charge my scooter up overnight. I don't know whether it's the same with a wheelchair. Next Friday, the 22nd, I'm going in Meany. That's unless they cancel it, because they're quite likely to do that over here. We're not guaranteed anything at all. I've had the rug pulled out from under me so many times with operations. You know, they wait till the very last minute and they say, oh, sorry, you're not coming in. Yeah, that's about mine. Mine's about 15 miles. But I've never pushed it to its limits, so I don't know whether it will actually do 15 miles or not. I think the most I've ever done is probably about 8, I think. Then the battery starts to go down, and then once it starts going down, it goes like that, and then it goes whoosh. I've got heavy duty batteries as well. The little one will only do, I think it's 6 or 7 miles before it runs out of steam. So you couldn't go, you know, shopping on it and, you know, go round and about and everywhere on it. You can't, you have to watch where you're going on the little one. Technically, the big one would take me to Blackpool, technically, but I've never pushed it. And of course, the big one won't go on the tram. I'd have to take the little one if I was going on the tram. Is that a stitch or two? Oh, now my mama's had her other finger. Oh, she's only got a finger and a thumb on each hand now, hasn't she? Oh no, finger and thumb on one hand, and I think she's only got a thumb on another hand. How awful. Yeah, she was doing some crocheting, and I was thinking, my goodness me. I would be given up by now. If I had my fingers removed, I think I'd have to take up reading or something. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18. We don't get that much sun, Chris, to get a solar panel. She's back crocheting already, Yolanda, and she's only just had the stitches took out. She only had a surgery last week, I think. She's developed a way of doing it. She lies her crocheting on the table. But how on earth she's just using the hand with the thumb to use the... Yeah, I would definitely need a rain-powered one here, I'll tell you. With a gutter in it. My scooter is missing a windscreen wiper and an anti-mist. Because when I put the sides down, it fogs up. And I can't see where I'm going in the rain because there's no windscreen wiper. Yeah, another friend of mine who's just bought herself a scooter, only a little one. She doesn't have anywhere to put it, so she's had to buy a ramp, I think. I think she's got one of those folding type ramps, but she does have a daughter that lives with her that can put the folding ramp out. I mean, luckily, I drive mine straight into the garage, so... Because legally, mine's got to be locked up under cover and that, otherwise, you know, it violates the insurance if you leave it out. Also, though it's got a hood on, I wouldn't like to leave it out in torrential rain in case, you know, the water got into the electrics or something. Yeah, a friend of mine works at a place where they make the ramps. That's in UK, though, not in America. Yeah, that's the trouble with Craigslist. You've got to go and pick... Well, it's a bit like our marketplace, isn't it? You've got to go and pick it up yourself. Or they charge an absolute fortune for delivery. When I had my desk delivered, it was £20 to have it delivered. It was only up the road. £20 to have it delivered. Hello, Ethan. How are you doing? I've started the collar now. It's getting down bit by bit. Oh, am I not? Oh, God, my scooter is so noisy, Mimi. And it bounces up and down that it keeps cutting the video off when I try to do it, yeah. I did one when I was living in Prestwich because I could put it on the front of my scooter. But this one's got the front canopy on, so I can't. I have to hang it right out the window, you know. My friend's managed to get herself a ramp put in by the council. I can't have a ramp here because it would get in the way of the garage opening. Not that I need a ramp at the minute, thank you. I nearly fall out the front door, but that's another story. Yeah, a lot of things will install one, you know. I mean, my friends had a ramp and a rail, you know, because she couldn't get down the steps of her house. I think they're used to it around here because there's a lot of elderly people, you know. There's more bungalows here than houses, really. My hand's going numb. Have you all done your thumbs up? Because I've got 46 people in and only 34 thumbs. I know some of you are watching me on the telly. But if you could remember to go back to your phone and put a thumbs up, yeah? That's what I do, hopefully. When I'm watching things on the telly, I try to remember to go back on my computer or on my phone and do the thumbs up, yeah? I can't do a thumbs up on my Fire Stick for some reason. Oh, thank you, Denise. I've got a Kindle, and I can't do a thumbs up on. It keeps saying you have to sign in to YouTube if you want to put a thumbs up, so I think there. Oh, you missed them, have you? You missed everybody. We missed you when you stopped doing your lives. That's why I took over your slot, yeah. Shan used to have this slot. She used to do her tasting things from Japan. They were mostly videos, weren't they, Shan? You didn't do many where you went, this is quite nice. Yeah, well, when she went off, I asked her, I said, do you mind if I take over your slot? You know, I did ask you, didn't I, Shan? I didn't just wallop and take it over like some people do. So I'm glad she's on here because she's sort of here and here, even if she's not making them herself. Yeah. But it was before you were diagnosed, wasn't it, when you were on, when you didn't know what it was that was giving you grief? Thank you, Shan. I wouldn't have done it if you'd have said no. If you'd have said no, I'm coming back, I wouldn't have done it, yeah. I am nothing if not polite. But I do miss my little Gigi. I miss him being on live with me, my little baby. And I miss Sue when she used to come on. I've threatened her if I ever go up to Scotland, I'm taking my camera. We won't be live because I won't have the facilities, but we will make a video together. But you'll have to wait while I come back down again before I can upload it. No, he wasn't. You were going through he wouldn't get to sleep. You were going through all that. When he kept shouting out and he had to try and put a gate across his bedroom to stop him coming out and that. Because he wouldn't sleep. He kept walking around and shouting all the time. You didn't know what it was, did you? Hi, Gail. Yeah, whenever you're not on here, somebody always asks me, how's Shan? That's why. And before you came back on here, I was saying, well, I think she's okay because she's on Facebook, people. You know, if you want to find her on Facebook, she's on there. I think some kids don't sleep anyway, Shan. Some don't. Some don't need it, do they? Other kids are like dormice, aren't they? They don't waken up. But other kids won't go to sleep. You can understand why some people want to put knockout drops in their kids' drinks, can't you? Go to sleep. You know, especially if you've had them all today, you know, all the day, and then your partner comes home and he's like, what's for dinner and stuff, and you're like, oh, my head's fried because my kid's been up all day. I mean, if you've got a good partner, they'll help you, but not everybody has one of those, yeah. Oh, yeah, Barbie's boobies. I can remember them, yeah. Trying what can translate, weren't you trying to translate the ingredients, whatever they were, these Japanese sweets? Mine wasn't much of a sleeper until he was a teenager, and then, of course, they turn into, you know, a completely different person that doesn't want to get up out of bed at all. My friend's got one of them. He's 21 now, and he'll stay in bed all the time when he's not working. He doesn't want to get up. I don't remember. My mother would never have allowed me that. She used to make me get up, you know. I was never allowed to lie in. I think about 8:30 or 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning was classed as a lie-in, yeah. No, when they get teenagers and they go to bed, they won't get up, will they? My friend can't get her son up. He gets up when he has to go to work, so I suppose that's a blessing, isn't it? Yeah, there's something in them, isn't there? There's some hormone or other when they turn teenagers that makes them want to sleep. It's the bit in between. I had a baby that didn't sleep, and then as he grew older, I thought, well, he'll learn to sleep, but no. But at least he used to occupy himself. He used to read or do things. Oh, yeah, some kids, aren't they? They won't get up for school, will they? You have to practically throw water on them to get them to wake up. I like my bed more than I ever liked it in the past. I wake up and I think, oh, God, it's lovely and warm, and I'm in a comfy spot, and I'm not in any pain, so I want to stay. Because I know that when I need to get up for the bathroom, you know, you stand on your feet and the pain shoots up your legs and your back, and you think, oh, here we go. So sometimes I go to the bathroom, come back, and I think, no, I'm not having this. I'm getting back in again. It was comfy in bed. So you lie in bed until your back stops spasming, and then you go to sleep, yeah. Oh, as I say, I never got a chance to be late for school. My mother would have had me. She'd have had me at school in my nightie if I wouldn't get up, I tell you. No such thing as a lie with my mother. She was one of those, you know, like the devil makes work for idle hands. You know, if you weren't doing something, if you weren't knitting, reading, crocheting, doing something. Hi, Lisa. You had to be doing something. If it was my homework, I was okay. She'd, you know. Oh, you couldn't sit and watch telly in our house. No way. She didn't mind too much if I was reading, as long as it wasn't trash, as she called it, yeah. I had to be reading something worthwhile, yeah. Yeah, I think that. That's why I won't take all my tablets. I always think, well, I'm in pain. I know I'm alive, Jane, yeah. I'm supposed to take 8 pills a day, and I don't. I might take 2. I know I should take more. I do when I've got an absolute pain day. I take more than 2, but most times I only take 2, not the 8. Yeah, you lie there some days when you're not in pain and you think, I'm a dead. I'm a dead. I'm not hurting anywhere. I'm a dead. Then you stick both feet on the floor and you think, nope, I'm alive. I think I'm comfy in this chair, but I know when I get up it'll be, oh my goodness. I'll be warming my heat pads, you know, to put on the small of my back. Can't sleep without them, no matter how warm it is. Cannot sleep without my heat pads. One of them's in the shape of a teddy. It's like reverting back to my childhood, you know, going to bed with a teddy. One of my heat pads. It's a teddy bear. I've got one of them, but I can't be bothered filling it up. It's a chore every night, opening up the pills, getting one out, one out, one out. But I used to spend nearly all day, you know, with them month-long things, putting all the... I mean, I have about, 11? They don't fit in a box, do they? You know, the boxes are never big enough. You can get bigger boxes that last a week, but you can't get the bigger boxes. I mean, my friend used to get them already done up for her at the chemist, the pharmacy. But I've asked mine, oh, we don't do that. We don't do it. You have to do your own. They used to come in like a blister pack already, you know. Yeah, they're never big enough, them little things, are they, that last a month? They give you a little tiny box like that fits about 6 pills in. So what am I supposed to do with the other 11? Another 5, yeah, because I have 11. And then especially the ones I was supposed to take more than twice a day, you know. Thank you, Lizzie. I'll speak to you later or tomorrow or whenever. Happy dancing. Man, it wasn't you that was dancing. It was some man, wasn't it, that was dancing on your video. Doing Zorba the Greek. I love watching that. When I went to my friend's wedding in Skiathos, the taverna owner and his staff were all doing, you know, that Zorba's dance, yeah. It's so time-consuming, Chris, though, isn't it? And especially because I have to have one of those little gizmos, you know, that actually pops them open, yeah. He gets them in a blister pack. Oh, gosh. I get mine from Mount View, that chemist that's there. And they don't do them. I asked. They don't do them. They didn't do them at the other doctors, the Broadway one. They didn't do them there. You can get them like delivered that way, but if nobody's in the house, they won't leave them. You know, obviously they won't leave them on the doorstep, will they? And if you don't know what time and when they're coming, you can't be in, can you? And what happens if you get lost in the post? Oh, Val, we had that dopey every driver. You know, the one that Sue had with her handbag. By God, was he dopey. Oh, I can't open the child. I used to ask the chemist to open them for me because I couldn't open them because of my arthritis in my hands. I mean, one day he didn't till I had to get the bread knife and sew the top off. Some goose having a child lock bottle and you have to sew the top off it with a bread knife because I couldn't get in it. Defeats the object, really, doesn't it? I kept saying to him, I don't need a child lock. I said, because I don't have any children. And nobody visited me with children, so I don't need them. I mean, now they come in little packs with, but I can't get them out that silver foil. Oh, I've had to buy one of those pill popper things, you know, where you're pressing it all. Oh yeah, 2-year-old could open them. Kid, what do you call it, couldn't they? You ask a 2-year-old, yeah. Yeah, Michael. He's not all there. He really isn't, Val. I know I shouldn't say things like that, but he isn't. He opened the hatchback of his van and he's throwing parcels around on the back to sort them all out for his next delivery after he'd delivered mine. So it's easy to see why Sue's handbag went on the floor. One of our friends bought a very, very expensive handbag that was delivered by well, allegedly supposed to be delivered by Every, and it didn't come. And a lady brought it to her house because it had been run over several times in the road by cars, and she rescued it from the middle of the road. And when this dopey Every driver came, he said, "No, I don't have a parcel, no." She said, "Well, it says on here being delivered by Michael. Are you Michael?" He said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, therefore it should have been you that was delivering my parcel." But he still denied all knowledge of it. And he come to give me a parcel the other day. Dope as they come. I'm not being awful, but I don't know how he managed to drive because he's obviously got difficulties. So, our Royal Mail man was bad. He was looking in the back, looking in the front. I was in the kitchen doing something and I thought, what's he doing? He's rummaging in the back of his car, then he's looking in the back doors of the car, then he went back again, and he was taking all the parcels out. It must have took him a good 5 or 10 minutes before he found the parcel he was delivering to us. And that was Royal Mail. But he wasn't in a Royal Mail van, he was in one of his own cars, but he had Royal Mail written on the back of his jacket. We have a lady post lady, she's quite good actually. And we used to have a lady Every driver, and she was really good, yeah. So look at the drawing to who you get these days. Who's your local driver? It was Herbie's before when I lived in Prestwich, and he was absolutely fantastic. If I wasn't in, he would leave it in the porch. And if I had anything to post with him, he used to say, I'll be coming like at 7:30 in the morning, leave it in the porch and I'll pick it up from there. And he used to do it. He used to leave me the slip saying he picked it up and that. He was really good. And if he said he was coming at a certain time, he did. You know, he never drifted along about 5 hours later. Yeah. Bye, Mimi. See you later. I hate it when Amazon and people like that say they're coming at a certain time and then they don't arrive. So you look at your emails again and they've changed the delivery time to about 3 hours later, and you stayed in, haven't you, because you're expecting it. Yeah. Hi, Amanda. Yeah, it says like 2:15 to 3:15 or something. So you're waiting for it to come. It never comes. Then you look again and it says 4 till 6 or something. And you think, I could have gone out. Could have gone to the shop. Yeah. Hi, Diane. They just like to tie you in, don't they, all day? My hand is hurting. Maybe I need a chocolate. Maybe that's what I am lacking, to give me some sugar boost. Yeah. Yeah, that's what would worry me about having my drugs delivered. I mean, at the moment I have to go up and pick them up. But I can go on Thursday. I think I can pick it up after I've been to the cafe. If it's not raining, because when it's raining hard, we go to go in a taxi. But if it's not raining, I go in my scooter. I can pop up and get it from the chemist because it's not that far away from where the cafe is. Oops, throwing everything around here. I'm not sure whether this has got a resealable top or not. I'll try. Oh, I can't do it with these. Oh, aren't you luckier, man? Can you send some sun over here? Oh, my hand doesn't work. I can't open packets. I just can't feel whether I'm touching it or not. I'm getting practicing for next week. Oh, it's a bit sticky, so maybe it will reseal. I have got mini whips. They've got no walnut though. They're just a mini whip. But they're only teeny tiny ones, which is probably a good idea, so I won't eat so many. You couldn't find me earlier. Well, everybody thought I was an hour wrong, but they forgot that their clocks had gone forward and mine hasn't yet. Mine goes forward on the 31st, yeah. What's in the middle? It's just like a marshmallow, I think. It tastes like marshmallow. Yeah, milk chocolate filled with soft. Oh, what is this there? Oh, no. That's it, so. Got a little choke then. Mallow, it says, so it's like marshmallow, isn't it? Oh my goodness, if you read it, you don't want to know. Soya lecithin. What the heck's soya lecithin? Dried egg white, vanilla flavouring. It's got the usual. The first ingredient is sugar. Now that's a telling point, isn't it? That I shouldn't be eating them. They always put the biggest ingredient first, don't they? Which is sugar. But I'm only having a couple. Yeah, it's just like marshmallow. Look at that, no nails on that hand. They're growing again very slowly. Still got them on that hand because I don't use my left hand anymore. But one by one. One by one, the ones on my right hand all broke off. Right, I've had a couple. I haven't looked at how many calories are in them. Probably an awful lot. If I had a quarter of a bag, it's 634. I don't know how many's in the bag, it doesn't say. It just says 120 grams. But it doesn't tell you how much is in one. And I've just eaten two, so a quarter of a bag would probably be 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I think I've eaten a quarter of a bag. With eating two, yeah. So I've eaten 634 calories. Oh no, that's, yeah, for a quarter bag. Yeah, well, there was 8 in there and I've eaten 2. I've eaten a quarter of a bag, haven't I? Yeah. So I've eaten more than my allocated calories for today, but considering I didn't eat anything yesterday, it'll balance itself out. I can no longer sit and eat chocolate like I used to and not think about, the sugar content or the calorie content. I was lucky really with most of my life in total ignorance. Just ate what I wanted and never bothered. But now I have to think, oh, how much sugar am I? I mean, I'm not fanatical, I'm not like, oh, I'm not eating that, too much sugar in and stuff. I'm not fanatical about it, but I just have to watch especially with chocolate. I can't have it every day. I can't have as much as I want. I can't eat that bag, which I might have done at one stage. I could only eat the 2. But I don't want to go into any kind of problem, yeah. You just found the dressmaker, but well, you can use them now. Unless you want to give them to your mum for, well, you can't give them for Mother's Day. It's gone, isn't it? A belated Mother's Day present. They don't count when you pour it. Yeah, I wish they didn't. I've been a real chocoholic most of my life, but I'm really good now about weaning myself off it, you know. I don't eat it like I used to. I mean, you hid them when she visited and you forgot where you hid them. I'm the same with that. I've only just found my manicure set since I moved here. When I moved here, I had no nails at all, so I must have put my manicure set away because I thought I don't use that. Anyway, I found it the other day. So now I can actually file my nails. I do have a nail file here, but it's one of those Chinese ones, you know, from that firm that, you know, begins with a T. So it's about as much use as a chocolate fire guard. It's supposed to be a diamond nail file, and it's about as much diamond as... It's all worn off. I've only found my nails a couple of times, and can you see all the coating's worn off it? All the gritty bits worn off, both sides. So it files nothing. It's bad, isn't it? I don't know why people rave about it. I've got a proper diamond one that I paid, you know, for it in the UK, proper diamond one. It must be 10 years old, and it's still got more grit on it, let's say, than that has. That one still works and it still files nails. But these, waste of time and space and money. That's why I wouldn't do that promotion for them. I got an email asking me to do a promotion. Did I want to be one of their whatever it was, you know, to do reviews, and they'd send me some stuff. I thought, nah. They might have sent me some free stuff, but I'm not. I can't be a liar for anything or anybody. I would have to tell the truth, you know what I mean? And I don't think they'd like it, so I decided not to do it. Not to do free promotion for them. There's lots of other people doing it. Every time I turn on YouTube, there's always somebody doing it. So I thought, well, they don't need me. I don't have that many viewers. They wouldn't get a rush of orders from me. Maybe my viewers are more discerning, I don't know. Hey ho, and a merry will be. Yeah, the rest of my stuff's finished up in the bin near enough. Kitchen scissors that bend when you try to cook things, you know. I've not really got anything that I like. Oh, the only thing that was decent, but I paid the same price as I would have paid on Amazon, was actually like blocking pins that were like a plastic like that with pins that went down, you know, for blocking out a show. They were okay, they were good, and they were good quality, but I found out they were the same price on Amazon, so I didn't save anything. No, most of the stuff I bought went in the bin. Yeah, that's the one. That's why I won't promote them, Jane. I've had 3 videos asking me to be part of their team or something, and I've just ignored them. I keep getting, you haven't answered me. You haven't wanted to be part of our team. Is it an oversight? Do you still want to do it? Oh, it's like that TV thing, isn't it? Eno spells no. Jeffrey Bubbles Bonbon. If you're in England, you'll know about it, but if you're not in England, you won't have a clue what I'm talking about. I've just blocked them. I've not ordered from them, so I can't make a comment, Chris. No. The Lovers, that's the one, yeah. Paula something or other. She was with the big eyes, wasn't she? I think she's in Coronation Street now. But sadly, of course, Richard has passed away, didn't he? When he was very young. When she used to call him Jeffrey Bubbles Bonbon. Oh. Oh, my friend got some eyes from there. They won't stick together. Safety eyes are supposed to be, they won't press together. She's tried and tried and tried and they won't press together. They'll go together, but they won't stay pressed, which is no good if it's a safety eye, is it? Safety eyes are supposed to click together and stay on, aren't they? No, she ordered them quite recently, these safety eyes, and she can't get them to work. She brought them to Knit Club to see if anybody who did amigurumis could help her out with them, but we decided that they just wouldn't go together. I mean, I know she didn't pay much for them, but she just wasted her money. I've not used them, so I can't say anything about them. You know, if you haven't used them, you can't make a comment, can you? I think I used Wish once, but it was donkeys years ago. But I can't remember what I ordered. No, I've not used the TikTok shop. I don't go on TikTok. I'm not a TikToker. It takes me all my time to do Instagram. I very rarely use Instagram because you've got to put a picture up, haven't you? Well, I presume it does, yeah, Nathan. Most things come from China anyway, no matter where you order them from. If you order them from Amazon, Etsy, eBay, then they all come from China. Taking over the world, aren't they? Soon everything we eat, drink and wear will all come from there anyway. Yeah, it's worrying, isn't it, who you give information to with your bank cards and stuff. I had a dodgy message thing that come up. I was on the phone to bloody fraud at NatWest for hours yesterday. It turned out I hadn't been scammed, but it's always best to make sure, isn't it? But you're hanging on the phone, hanging on the phone. I thought, God, if I'm being scammed, they could be scamming me while I'm waiting. I must have been half an hour waiting for somebody to answer me. Ring your bank straight away if you think you're being scammed. Hang on the phone. When I got through, I says, do you mind changing your music? It only had like one short burst of music and it was all crackling. And it wasn't even a long burst of music that repeated. It was a short burst of music that lasted about a few seconds and then it repeated and it repeated. Oh, God, it was so boring listening to it. I mean, at one time on my house phone, you could do a call back, couldn't you? Where they rang you back when they were free. But of course, you can't do that on your mobile. Well, you maybe can if you've got a fancy mobile. But I used to do that when I used to be waiting at the doctor's, you know. Paula Wilcox, that's the one. She's in Coronation Street now, or she was. When I used to have to ring the doctors at 8 o'clock, oh, God above. And I used to do it from a house phone because I used to have that callback thing. So when it said you are number 753 in the, you know, in the queue, I used to. So I used to put it on callback. So as soon as it was free, then it used to ring me. At least I could get something else done instead of standing there hanging on it. Yeah. Yeah, telephone preference. You can't even block people now, can you? You should have seen my block list when I had a house full. It was about, I think you could only put 100 on it, couldn't you? You do live chat with your mate. I have to do that Cora thing, is it? Ask Cora. I'm sorry, I don't understand your question. Can you rephrase it? And eventually, after a while, I go, what, can you put me through to a person, please? You are obviously not understanding me. Hang on while we see if we can get somebody to chat with you. And even then, they won't chat with you. They still write to you. I don't understand you. You're like, are you thick or what? How many times do I have to write what I want to know? How many times do I have to type it? Have we answered your question? No. How do you rate our call? I don't, because I'm waiting for you to answer it. Oh, God, NatWest. God, you could be scammed of millions while you wait for NatWest. That Cora. You are chatting with Cora. Who's the ex-Cora? She's never there, whatever. I was chatting to Naveed and he cut me off. And then I was chatting to somebody else and they cut me off. So in the end, when this third person said, can I help you? I went, yes, put me through to Naveed or such a thing. I can't do that. I don't understand your question. Oh, dear Lord above. Well, I can't go in person now because they've shut all the branches down. Yeah, I kept asking for a person. Can I please talk to a person? Because these chatbots they only want to ask you certain questions. They want you to say yes or no. And if all those things that none of them applies to you, you can't say yes. You have to keep saying no. And then they say, I do not understand you. Can you phrase it a different way? And you feel like, yes, I can phrase it a different way, but you may not like it. Yeah, 3 people I went through before I actually got somebody that was actually listening to me. We will send you a message in a secure link. No message, no message. You got a human and wish you'd stay with the bot. No, I did eventually get a human and he was very nice. But of course, he asked me my password. I couldn't remember. What's your identification word? Give us a clue. Give us a clue. Yeah, that's what it was like, Chris. Before we transfer you, we were trying to transfer you, but can you tell me what it's about? And I thought, I've just told you about 3 times. I am looking over your conversation. I thought, well, if you're looking over my conversation, you know what it's about. Oh, it drives you nuts, honestly. It's getting worse. Everywhere you ring, it's the same. You cannot speak to anybody. Or if you do, you get somebody whose English is not the first language, you know. Oh no, mine are always in Pakistan, I think, or India. They're always called Naveed or something like that. Man, it's better than when they answer the phone and you know that they're not English and they say, hello, my name is Monica or something. Oh dear. No, I don't use my phone to pay for anything, no. They're closing all the branches down of every bank, aren't they? You know, you with certain towns don't even have a bank of any description now. And everywhere else you go, you've got to have ID, which I don't have. I don't have a driver's license. I don't have a passport. So if you want to draw a certain amount out, you know, you've got to have ID. I mean, why didn't they do, you know, those ID cards when they said they were going to, it's because everybody was complaining, saying, oh, we don't want to give our information out for an ID card. I would have done. I have nothing to hide. Big Brother watches you on every street corner you ever go on. It watches you when you're in the bank. It watches you when you use your card. It watches you every movement you make. It watches you online. And yet people are saying, oh, I don't want an ID card. It's Big Brother knowing all about me. Well, oh, no, I'm not bothering to get any ID to vote. No. Too much hassle, isn't it? You have to have ID. I mean, I agree with it, getting ID to vote. But if I got ID, that would only be for voting, wouldn't it? It wouldn't stand me instead for any other kind of ID that I would need. I just don't have any ID. Well, can't you get a passport? No, because I'm not going abroad. Well, how about a driver's license? I don't drive. I can't have a license. I've given it up. You know, these youngsters cannot understand why I don't have any ID. Yeah, it'd be better if we all had a microchip. Well, of course, the people wouldn't. People would say, oh, it's invading my privacy. Every other country in the world has an ID card. I swear they do. And they've used them for years. They use it for everything, don't they, an ID card? Maybe I should tell them all I'm under 18 and I want a card to prove I'm 18 to get a drink in the bar. Yeah. Well, you don't forget your bank card. You carry that around with you so you can carry your ID. I mean, in France particularly, I think they've had ID cards for about 20 odd years. Everybody has an ID card in France. Nobody says, oh, it's a violation of my privacy. I use cash, especially with a taxi, because I found that a lot of the taxi companies, they're not their own cars. So if you pay them by card and if you gave them a tip, they don't get that tip. It goes to the taxi company. So if I have to pay by card, I always pay by card and then give him a tip in cash. Yeah. Because, you know, the taxi company gets the tip, which isn't right. It doesn't go to the driver. I think that's bad. I didn't know that. It was only when one of the drivers told me that I thought, right, I'm only paying the fare with the card now. If I'm going to tip you, I'll give you cash. Oh, the cell phones follow us everywhere, don't they? And the computer follows you everywhere. Yeah, most places have ID cards. I don't see what's wrong with it. Most countries, a lot of the European countries have ID cards. Yeah, because he's too young, isn't he, to have a card, yeah. Oh, my phone tells me, your longest journey. And I'm like, I don't go anywhere. Your longest journey was such a place. I've turned it off the tracking, but it still tells me, even though I turned it off. It still tells me where I've been. They must get bored tracking mine. You have been to Knit Club. You have. Well, they don't exactly say Knit Club. They tell me the location. You have been to the cafe. You have been to the doctor's. Whoopee! How interesting is that? Whoever's monitoring where I'm going and what I'm doing. They must be bored. We're reading the same thing every week. Yeah, well, I didn't bother. I could have renewed my driver's license, but I didn't have a car. And I thought there's not much chance of me ever having a car. So when I was 70 and they told me I had to do something or other and pay something or other to renew it, I thought, no, I can't be bothered. So according to DVLA, they probably think I've died. I just never bothered contacting them. I just let it lapse. Same with my passport. I went to Greece about 12 years back, so my passport's gone now. Well, I'd have to pass a test now to get a driver's license. You're going from bed to your recliner. Oh, that might be mapped on your phone, Jane. You want to watch it, they're tracking you. The son came in before and he said, oh, were you asleep then? I must have been flaked out on my recliner. I didn't intend to go to sleep and I didn't know I'd been asleep until he opened the door and woke me up. It's worrying when you just have a nana nap into when you don't think you're having one. I mean, if you think, oh, I'm tired, I'm just going to close my eyes for a bit, you know, that's kind of a planned nana nap, isn't it? But if you just flake out on the recliner when you don't mean to, what annoys me is I always fall asleep at the end of something. You know, when you miss the ending and you think, oh, and you don't want to have to plough your way through the whole thing again just to see an ending, do you? You think, I've seen this before, but I can't remember what the ending. I miss all the endings. Oh, I'm glad I'm not on my own, Diane. I nod off all the time. Don't intend to. I don't nod off in public anymore like I used to before I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. I used to fall asleep anywhere very inconveniently. People were always waking me up. Hi, Lydia. Yeah, you are quite late, actually, yeah. I'm not going yet, though. You're quite on time, yeah. It's not midnight, not the witching hour. Not Cinderella's time yet. Oh, I can nod off. I don't nod off outside in public anymore, thank goodness. I'll be talking to people and then I'll be gone. I've been told I fall asleep in the middle of a conversation. I think I said before, I once had some friends round and I woke up and I was in the dark on my own and I thought, that's funny. So the following day I got a phone call saying, you just nodded off and we couldn't wake you up, so we decided it was time to go. So we just turned the lights off and shut the door. And I've nodded off on lives. On some lives I've nodded off. I can remember, I think it was Chris saying, 3, 2, 1, she's back in the room. I was gone. I nodded off on the garden wall with a trowel in one hand and a spade in the other. My neighbour came and woke me up. I was just sitting on the garden wall like that. I fell asleep in a meeting when I was at the job centre. We went to a training day. Well, it was boring. Went to a training day. And the woman I was next to had to nudge me because she said, you weren't asleep, you were snoring. It were a boring. It were a boring training day anyway. And it was sunny and I was in the window sun coming through the window. It was really hot, yeah. Yeah, anybody who's been on here with me for a while will remember that I think 2 or 3 times I fell asleep on a live. Yeah. You remember me, do you? Yeah, I don't get any warning when I want to go to sleep. Sometimes, I feel tired. You think, oh, I'll just close my eyes because I feel tired. But a lot of the time, I don't feel tired and I've just gone and I don't remember why I've gone. They did test me for narcolepsy at one time, but they said I didn't have it. It was just my sleep deprivation from my sleep apnea and my, CPAP machine. Yeah, they thought I had narcolepsy because I kept falling asleep in the middle of the day. I mean, one time I was driving and I thought, oh God, I've got to stop. And I pulled up in a lay-by and just zonked. And the next thing was the policeman was knocking on the window of the car, asking me if I was okay. He said, you parked in a very dangerous spot and you haven't got your car doors locked. And I went, I'm sorry. I said, I just felt so sleepy I had to pull over. He said, well, you did the right thing pulling over. He said, but it's not a very good place to park. He said, you're in the middle of an industrial estate, which I was. He said, and you haven't locked your car doors. But I was just so tired. I was driving home. I had a boyfriend at the time that was a long-distance lorry driver. And I'd gone to Trafford Park to meet him. So it was about 2 in the morning. And I was driving home after meeting him thinking, oh my God, I'm so tired. And another time I got stopped by police again saying, can I open my boot? They said, why are you loitering? It's an industrial area. It's not for private cars. I said, excuse me, I've paid my road tax. I said, this does not say a private car cannot enter this industrial estate. Well, we want to know you're not stealing things. I had to open my... It was raining and all. And he had me stood there in the drenching rain while I opened up my boot while he searched all around. I said, can I get my umbrella? And no. He said, stay where you are. And I was getting wet through. And he was there with the blooming... They had the oilskin things on, because it was really raining. I don't mean little pity rain. It was really raining. And I said to him, can I have your number? Because, of course, this oilskin thing was covering up his number. No, he said, no. I said, I want to report you. He said, no, you can't have my number. I should have took the registration number of the police car, because then they would have known who it was. I would have probably got arrested, Chris, yeah. He said, for all we know, he said, you could be loitering here to pick somebody up. I said, do you think I'm Ma Baker with my 2 sons or something? You shouldn't be here. I thought, it's a public road. It doesn't say, stay away, stay out. I've got every right to drive through an industrial estate. I think my brain switches off when I'm awake. Oh, here they can't ask you to open your boot. They didn't find anything. Only a load of rubbish that I had in my boot at the time. I said, are you happy now? Yes, you can go on your way, but don't come back again. I said, excuse me. I said, I have a boyfriend who works here. I said, so you're telling me I can't drop him off ready for work? I wouldn't know, Lydia. We don't get that much warm weather. Oh, you're going, Yolanda. Good night, love. I'm worse when I get in bed and I can't sleep. You put music on, you try to do a read, you try to do things, you watch the clock go around. A shower always wakes me up, it refreshes me. A bath used to make me go sleepy, but I haven't got a bath anymore. Well, I can't get in one and get out. But the shower wakes me up. Doesn't do a thing about making me want to go to bed. It has the reverse effect on me, Chris. It makes me want to wake up. Oh, I'll be so glad when I finish these bits for this. Yeah, I had to do that a few times. Pull over and have a nap. I'd usually only zonk for about 5 or 10 minutes, but then I'd wake up and feel refreshed, yeah. Oh, as if you've got time for that, Sean. If you were a lady of leisure, you know, with no commitments, you might be able to do that. I've got a friend who goes to bed at 4 o'clock every day and naps, and I'm like, oh. She doesn't get up then till about 9 or 10, and I'm like, how can you do that? You're wasting all your life. I'll stay in bed in the morning, yeah, but I don't go to bed at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, at least my friend, her kids are grown up now. In fact, I think 2 are married now. She's got one at home, but he's in his 20s. It's different, isn't it, than when you're on your own with somebody, yeah. Good night, Yolanda. Woo-hoo. I keep wondering what that noise is. It's that lamp above my head. It makes like a whirring noise, yeah. And some people's videos that I watch, it sounds like traffic noise in the background all the time. And I thought, is it my computer? I did find my bridesmaid, and I've meant to write to her since Christmas, and I still haven't written to her. I used to have a program on my computer where I could type and then print it off. And it's not on this one. You know, the word thing, you've got to buy it, you know, and put it on your computer. And I'm like, oh, I don't write that many letters. So I need to write one by hand, so I haven't done it yet. I'm terrible at writing by hand these days. I mean, I have got a right hand, I'm right-handed, so I've got no excuse really. And I keep meaning to do it. I keep saying to myself, right, next week you must write that letter. Now I don't even know if I still got her address. I think I've lost it again. I suppose she could ring me though. She's got my number. And she hasn't, yeah. It's like my other friend that I was going to go and visit, and if you remember, her car broke down. So we'd got halfway there and we had to stop at Lancaster because her car had broke down. And she said, I'll get in touch with you. And she never did, so. Are you off as well, Jane? Yeah, I've got another little while before I go to bed. I usually go off at midnight. It's not quite that yet. Oh, this moss stitch is driving me nuts. You know, like, it's better than what I should have been doing, that tweed stitch. I couldn't do that. Well, I could, but it would have drove me balmy. Do you ever start something with a stitch that you really hate? And you think, I can't be doing with this stitch. I'll have to change it. It's not that you can't do it, you just can't get on with it. You know, it either takes you too long or you just don't like doing it. Oh, I did. Did get me thumbs up. You're right there, Val. I did. You have to be cheeky, though, to get your thumbs up. I might get me 8p tonight, then. You never know. I found that that's what I earned for 3 hours live. I get 8 pence. I don't even get a shilling. Oh, I said 2 shilling, 10p. I don't even get 10p. I don't know how they work it out because they stick adverts on everything, don't they? I know, don't spend it all. It's like me rise. This next month I get a rise in my pension. Wow. It'll probably buy me a couple of coffees. That's about all it'll buy me. They don't spoil you over here. You never get rich as a pensioner. Unless you've got a mega private income, which I don't have. I was never in a job where I had enough money left over to pay for a private pension, yeah. Oh, you've got some old shillings, have you? Don't get rid of them, they might be worth something one day. Pip, yeah, Pip's supposed to be good. I don't get Pip, though, I'm too old. I always thought they gave you Pip when they thought there was a chance you might get back into work, you know, when you weren't pensionable age. But they're stopping all this. If you have to apply for it before you're so old, you can't apply for it after you're so old, and you can't get carer's allowance if you're so old, and personal independence payment. It's what they give you instead of the old disability living allowance. I still get the old disability living allowance because I'm so old, yeah. It's ridiculous. They give you a little bit extra, but everything else goes up, doesn't it? Yeah. It's like the Christmas bonus, £10. £10. It must have been worth something in about 1960, but it's not now. And when you get to be 80, they give you 25 pence a week more. 25 pence. What good is that? It probably costs some more to work out and process it all. Yeah, I'm on DLA for life now because I'm too old, yeah. They won't put me on PIP because there's absolutely no chance of me ever getting a job. I used to have to apply for it every couple of years. It used to be a pain in the neck. They used to give me this great, massive long form, yeah, to fill in, and you had to get all these letters from your doctors and everything. I mean, I don't have them anymore. I got rid of them all when I moved here. So I haven't got any doctor's notes and any proof of anything anymore. Well, I've never asked for it because I get DLA, so I've never bothered to see. You know, I don't know, maybe I could get more money. I don't know. I've never inquired. I think I'm always too scared they're going to take away what I've already got. You know, to apply for an increase or apply for more. If people are in the know, they know exactly how much to claim, don't they? What to get and everything. I don't qualify for that much, kid. I earn about £2 or £3 too much a week. I have a very tiny pension from work. It was only tiny because I didn't work there very long. I'd cashed in my private pension. I cashed it all in when I bought my ex-husband out of the house. So I haven't got any private pension left. I've only got the pension I got from the job centre, which is nothing much at all. But it just puts me that tiny little bit over the pension credit, yeah. I know there's certain diseases where they don't class it as being disabled, isn't it? And I don't understand that. Yeah, I don't know how much pension I get but I don't get that much. But I mean, it just puts me over by a couple of pounds. I filled in the online form. It said there is an online checker to see whether you qualify or not. And I filled it all in, and I was about £2 over the limit. I mean, I might be a bit over now, but because I don't think they've raised the limit. That's the trouble. They don't keep him in line with rising costs or anything. You know, when they give you anything, it just seems to stay the same. They never seem to put it up. And yet we've all got bills to pay, haven't we? And yet other people I know seem to get everything. And you're thinking, how come they get so much money each week? Maybe they lie on their forms, I don't know. I'm probably too truthful on mine. You know, can you get dressed yourself? Well, yeah, I can. But if you notice, I never wear anything with a button, you know, shirt button or anything. Never wear anything with a zip, yeah. Same with shoes. My shoes have to fasten with Velcro or just slip on. I can't wear anything where I've got to do anything up, yeah. You know, I can't do laces. When I had trainers, I had to have the ones with the Velcro, yeah. But yes, technically, I can dress myself. Can you shower yourself? Yes, I've got a shower chair. Yes, I can shower myself. But I have to sit down to do it. But you see, I won't lie and say, no, I can't do it. Or no, I can't do this. Yeah, it is, but there's so many levels, so many hoops you have to go through. You know, they want to know the ins and the outs, and have you got a specialist, and have you got this, and have you got that, have you got the letters, which I did at the time when I applied. But when they told me I got it for life, I haven't got the letters anymore. I didn't bother keeping them. Because they're like 20 years old, my letters now. I don't have any new letters because I don't mither the doctor. I don't go to the hospital. You know, I haven't one that says I've still got it or something like that. I haven't got one of them. I just didn't bother keeping them. I was so sick of sending them off. We don't want a photocopy, we want the original. Yeah, well, I got rid of all mine. When they said I was on DLA for life, I just got rid of all of them. I didn't really, I kept them all, but when I come to move, I had to get rid of all this paperwork because I had it all stacked in the garage in you know, kind of in a, what do you call it? Filing cabinet, metal filing cabinet. I used to keep all my bills in there and all my letters from the doctors and the hospitals and everything I kept in there. One of the questions that he asked me for, you know, security purposes of the fraud thing, what's your national insurance number? I went, I mean, at one time I knew it off by heart because you had to quote it, didn't you? On lots of things and stuff. But now I can't remember. I had a home interview from this woman talking about my disabilities, telling me what I needed, what I wanted, what I could. You need this, you need that, you need rails, you need this. And I said, well, fine, when are they coming? Oh, no, she said, we don't have any money at Berry. She said, you have to buy them all. I thought, that's great, isn't it? All I got was a raised seat for my toilet. Everything else I had to buy. Yeah, she's telling me I need this to get in the bath. I need steps. I need a rail. I needed this. Needed a perching stool for in my, you know, my kitchen. I needed rails for on the stairs and stuff. No, they had no money. I would have had to pay for them all myself. I said, well, I've no money either. How do you work that out? And yet I know people who get everything given to them. Well, hello, our journey Cameron's new life. Hello. That's a very long handle. Not too bad, not too bad. Got me complaints, but you know, keep going, you fool, keep going. Done about a quarter of the colour. I'm getting tired now. Well, my hand's getting tired from doing this knitting, which is more to the point. I'm going to have to stop my hands going numb. I've done well, though. Yeah, it's not bad. 55 years. You're having good weather. It wasn't too bad today until it started raining later on. It really bounced it down later on. My mum and dad did about that, I think. I don't think they made 60 years, although they might have done. They might. I know they did 50, and I know they did past that because they had a golden wedding party. But I don't know whether they did 60. They might have done because they were. I don't know how old my mum was when she got married. I used to know, but I've forgotten. They might have almost made 60, yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think they did make 60. They might have made 55, yeah. Because my mum and dad were in their 80s when they died, yeah. But I can't remember when they got married. Well, I can remember when they got married, but I can't remember how old they were when they got married. 1930, either 1935 or 1937 they got married. I had to think because 35 and 37 are ringing the bells, but it might have been 37 when my brother was born. And he wasn't born for 2 years after they were married, so maybe they married in 35, I don't know. I got my brother in 37. I know they seemed quite old when I was, but everybody seemed old, didn't they? Older than the years. When I was, younger, I remember looking at my mum thinking she was really old. But nowadays, I mean, people have. Yeah, I was 22, I think, when I got married. I think I was 22, can't remember. 22 when I got married, I think 23 when I had our hair. I think. Got a hair on my glass somewhere. Not a rabbit, a hair off the head. Mum and Dad had the golden wedding. God, it was a long time ago. I was still with Alan then. Must have been a long time. No, I didn't need my parents' permission at 20. I think it was before you were 21. You had to get permission. But once you were 21, you could get married, I think. Do you know, isn't it awful? At one time I used to know how old my parents were when they died, and now I don't. I've got my dad's death certificate, but I can't remember how old he was. I don't think either of them reached 90. I think they were in their 80s, late 80s, but I don't think either one of them got to 90. I just can't remember. I really can't remember. I'm always bad at dates. That's why I was never good at history. I can remember my own wedding day, but I can't remember the day we separated, and I can't remember the day I got divorced. They're not dates that stick in my mind, if you know what I mean. And I can't even remember when my mum died. I can remember when my dad died. I can remember his date when he died, but not the year. I think it's in my memories, you know, it comes up, you know, when you get them things that flash up from your calendar. But I can't find my calendar. Oh, I've got another bruise. Oh, God. How many bruises do you get? Maybe I should do my bingo wing exercises, like Crafty Nana. She was doing her bingo exercises, bingo wing exercises, because I've definitely got a bingo wing. It's muscle that slipped. Yeah, my guns have run out of ammo. It always tickles me why they call them guns. Why do they go like that? I say, look at me guns, you know. No, mine are definitely flabby guns. Not surprising because I don't go in gyms and things like that. I don't do exercise. I don't do the thingy-majigs where you've got to do exercise. Yeah, you used to have to get permission or go to court to get married before you were 21 at one time. And if your parents didn't like your intended, they wouldn't give permission. Sometimes they did if you got pregnant, you know. They were glad to see you married off if you got pregnant before. But I know one of my cousins got pregnant at 16. Oh dear. Yeah, I can feel that one, Cameron's mum. I wouldn't even have known where Gretna Green was. I know it's in Scotland somewhere. I think I went through it one time, yeah. You got banned after fainting. You troublemaker, Sean. You troublemaker. I get very bored in gyms. My friend can't understand it because she used to be a gym bunny before she got poorly. Hey, John. You see, you should have been in before when we were trying to discover whether it's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow or not. And I said, if John comes in, he'll know. And he didn't come in. I think we looked it up. I think it is St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Yeah, you're going to be drinking your green beer. Or your pints of Guinness. I'm going to send my teeth black now because I'm eating black licorice. Look at them horrible nails now. Look at that. All broken off. I'll show you them. Them are all right. How to have two different hands. I don't like showing them because it looks as though I bite them. And I always find on my video I'm showing that hand all the time. I'll have to start doing everything left hand. You might have a few cans of Guinness. No, I can't fault you on that. I think it's mostly an American thing, isn't it, that green beer? Corned beef and cabbage. You know, I don't think my mother ever made that. Corned beef hash, yeah, but not corned beef and cabbage. I don't think my mum ever made that. Don't remember ever eating it anyway. Oh dear. My eyes are starting to close. I shouldn't be eating. We call it Spanish or licorice. It's that hard stuff. I think they call it, is it Spanish or something? Hard licorice. When I was little, I used to chop it up in pieces and put boiling water in a bottle. Shake it up and we used to call it Spanish bow. My mother used to say, don't drink too much of it. It's going to make you run to the toilet. It doesn't with me at the moment. So if you're constipated, eat some dark, hard Spanish. No, not Pontefract. These are a little hard. I got them online. Not seen any in the shops for years and years. So I just looked online. And they had them on Amazon. Surprise, surprise. Oh, you're having a sandwich. I used to like corned beef sandwiches with onions. You know, pickled onions. And I don't mind it with tomato ketchup for a sandwich, corned beef and tomato ketchup. I've got a thing at the moment. I like a salad sandwich. Just a salad sandwich. Nothing. I don't have any meat on it or anything. Just a salad sandwich. And I really enjoy that. I must have been bored today. I was watching Got One. He cooks, he cooks all these Asian dishes, yeah. My son likes his spam fried, and cuts it in slices and fries it in the sauce, frying pan. Oh, you're going to have corned beef tomorrow, are you? I've got Irish ancestors, but I've also got Scottish ones. But I don't like haggis. It reminds me of that, was it the Monty Python where they kept saying spam, spam, spam? I don't know if it was a song or whether it was a sketch or something about spam. You can have such a thing as spam, you can have such a thing as spam. It was a menu or something. Something about spam, spam, and spam. It was Monty Python. I thought it was because we used to watch Monty Python all the time. He is not the Messiah, he's just a naughty little boy. I've watched it that many times. When my son was a certain age, he used to put it on all the time, all the time, all the time. We used to practically know the dialogue. Well, my son did. He used to parrot it, the dialogue, because he watched it so many times. And if his friends came round, it was all videos back in the day. If his friends come round, it was video on. I'd come home from work and they'd all be laying on the floor watching Monty Python. This parrot is not dead, it is sleeping. See? It's just having a rest. I used to love that. Da, 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 da. And that foot used to come down and go when that bloke was playing the piano. There used to be a bloke playing the piano with no clothes on, didn't there? And then his foot used to come down and squash him. I didn't mind it. I used to watch it. It was a Saturday night. It used to come on, I think. I don't think my ex really liked it. Oh, you sent me an email. Thank you. 1990. Yeah, I used to come in from work and trip over motorbike helmets. Because I used to put them on the floor so that they wouldn't fall off. Because if you put them anywhere higher and they fall off, they're no good then, because once they've been bumped, it compromises your integrity. I remember having one motorbike helmet. My son had dropped it and he said, I'm going to throw it away. It's no good. I said, no, keep it. Because my friend's little boy, he would be about 5 or 6 at the time. He always used to wear the motorbike helmet. You watch Monty Python as well, do you, Amanda? I haven't watched it for a long time. I don't think it's been on the normal TV. It's probably on Netflix or something, but I don't have Netflix and things like that. I'm a tight beggar. I don't pay for anything. I don't have Sky or anything like that. I've got Amazon Prime or something. No, I haven't watched it for years either, remember? I haven't got a DVD player. Do you know, it's stupid. I've got loads of DVDs. I keep thinking I'm going to buy one of those, annexy ones that you plug in. I used to be able to play DVDs on my old tower, for the computer. And then when my tower went, I bought a little small thing, never thinking, of course, that it hasn't got a DVD player. I've even got some patterns and stuff on those DVDs that you cut yourself. You put patterns on the DVDs. I've got a pile of them. And I need to get one of those little, I think they sell little gizmos, don't they, where you plug them in to your hard drive thing, and you plug them in, don't you, and then you can play them. It's a peculiar sense of humour. You either get it, Denise, or you don't. You either love it or you hate it. It's a bit like Marmite, isn't it? Yeah. It's like Shannon's mum doesn't like it, yeah. But I thought it was funny. There was The Life of Brian, wasn't there? And the other one, what was the? There was two, weren't there? Two big ones. Can't think what the other one was called. One was Life of Brian, wasn't it? I remember watching somebody who went to where they filmed it. It might have been Chris Tarrant or somebody. Or the Holy Grail, yeah. It might have been Chris Tarrant, I think. Yeah, the Holy Grail, it was, Diana. It is comedy, Marmite. People love it or they hate it, don't they? Yeah, I'm sure it was Chris Tarrant. Or it might have been Michael, what's he called? Not Michael Parkinson, the one who goes around everywhere on the train. And they went to this place, it was like all dropping down. You always look on the bright side of life. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Michael Palin, that's the one. It was either him or Chris Tarrant. Hi, Rainy D. And I can't remember who it was. Who went to where they filmed it, where all the pillars and everything were. In the middle of the deserty place it was. And of course, it was looking very tatty. And you could see all these buildings, like where, he'd leaned out, and where all the people were at the bottom. You could see all the film set still there. But it was in the middle of no place, yeah. Yeah, The Life of Brian, yeah. They used to film, what was it called? The one with Caroline Quentin in. When she was a detective, they used to film that in the pub where I used to go to knit club, the King's Arms. Because it had never moved with the times, the King's Arms. It was really oldie worldy inside. So they used to, and they used it for cracker as well, you know, with Robbie Coltrane. Because they had the old-fashioned pumps and everything. It was a really old-fashioned pub. You know, it was hard to walk in it because it had the old-fashioned cobbles thing actually inside the pub. You had to be careful if you'd had a couple, you know, that you didn't fall over. But they used to film cracker in there. Him from Beautiful South used to have the pub at one time. He doesn't now. He sold it. But it's always been, they have like a theatre upstairs, like a stage and everything. And they used to have all sorts of do's. They've had some good people there. Yeah, Blue Murder. That's what Caroline Quentin. But we used to go to the King's Arms. It was so funny. On a Monday night, was it a Monday night? We used to go to the King's Arms to the knit club, and they used to have the Laughter Club upstairs. Well, all these weird-looking people used to walk upstairs with faces like thunder. You know, they were literally like, they looked like, what's he called? Michael Thingy-majiggy with his beret on. They looked a bit like that on a Mac. And apparently they went upstairs, and the thing was, they used to go, ho, 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 ho. And eventually, if they all did, ha, 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 eventually they would really start to laugh. Anyway, we were having a really roaring time down in the knit club one night. We were telling jokes and we were really being funny. We were rolling, laughing. I don't know what was being said, but it was one of those nights. And one of these blokes came downstairs, you know, from this knit thing, this laughter club. And he said, I think I went in the wrong room. He said, you lot are having way more fun, he said, than I've had upstairs. But they looked a miserable lot. Can you imagine going upstairs going, ho, 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 ho. I couldn't understand that. But we were spontaneous laughing. You know what it's like when women get together and somebody starts saying something funny, then you all join in and you have the funny, funny, funny time. And you all start laughing. Val likes Sonia when she starts laughing. We have a girl at knit club, and when she starts laughing, she absolutely cracks up laughing. And once she sets off, she can't stop. You always get one, don't you, that you know that absolutely falls apart laughing. I used to have a friend like that, and she used to say, stop making me laugh, I'll wee. And of course, once she said that, we used to make her laugh even more. And she'd go, ooh. Yeah, what the girl at knit club does, she starts laughing. Something sets her off and she starts to laugh, and she laughs and she laughs. But it's funny, you know, if somebody's got a laugh like that, you finish up laughing with them, even though you didn't hear the joke in the first place. You know, you don't even know what they're laughing at, do you? You just start laughing because they're laughing. It's like Chinese whispers going around in a room, and if somebody starts having a howl and laughing, people start laughing at them laughing, even though they don't know what they're laughing at, if you get me, I mean. I like it when people have a good, what we call a belly laugh. You know, when they have a really good laugh. I don't mean a little, don't mean one of them. There used to be one TV programme that used to come on the telly that used to make me absolutely howl laughing. The worst is trying not to laugh when you see somebody fall over. And I don't mean fall over and really hurt themselves. I mean like a silly fall over. when they topple off something, you know, because they're drunk or something. And you have to laugh. You have to stifle a laugh because you think, oh, they might hurt themselves. But the fall is like so spectacular because it's like slow motion falling. You know, have you ever watched a drunk walking down the street when they walk forward and then they walk backwards and then they walk into a wall and then they fall in a hedge? You know, that kind of laughter. You think, oh my God. And you can't feel sorry for them because you're just too busy laughing, aren't you? And you shouldn't really. I remember a guy in the pub. I'd be about in my 30s or 40s, something. And he's at the bar and he's drinking. And he said to me, oh, can I tell you? He said, you're the most beautiful thing I've seen all night. And I said, oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. And then he fell off his bar stool, absolutely out for the count, drunk as a skunk. And I come back, I thought that was so funny. I thought, my God, it's only a drunk who was probably looking at me through beer goggles that thought I was the most beautiful thing you'd seen all night. I must look nicer when I'm fuzzy. Yeah, there's me thinking it's a compliment, thinking, oh, thank you very much. Bump, straight off his stool. Out for the count. Ah, dear. I'll always remember that as a really backhanded. Yeah, it was a bit like Del Boy falling off. Except he passed out. He didn't just fall off his stool. He passed out. He literally passed out. He was out cold. I don't mean he hit his head. He was out cold before he fell on the floor. Trust me to get that kind of compliment. It's what they call a backhanded one, isn't it? A backhanded compliment, yeah. Back in the days, you know, when I used to get a wolf whistle off, they're not allowed to do it now, are they? When I was young and I was walking past with my straight skirt and my high heels on, and I used to get wolf whistles off the blokes on the scaffolding. It used to make your day, didn't it? I never thought it was demeaning. I used to think, ooh, at least somebody thinks I'm nice from a distance. I must have looked nice from about 25 foot up in the air, yeah. Oh, thank you, Rainy D. But when you're like in your 20s, you know, and you're swaying past in your high heels and your makeup on and your straight skirt, and somebody used to wolf whistle at you off a building. You're right, darling, you know. I never thought he was demeaning. I used to think, oh, somebody loves me. They never came down off the scaffolding. But obviously I look nice from up in the air. The worst of all is when you're getting a little bit older, and from the back you must look good. You're getting a little bit older, we're talking about. And a car goes past and goes beep, beep, beep. And they look at you and then they go, oh, God. Because I must look about 25 from the back, you know. There used to be a woman used to come in our shop, and she was in her 60s, and I'm not joking, she looked as though she was in her 60s, loads of makeup plastered on. But she had a gorgeous figure, and she had beautiful, beautiful hair, gorgeous hair, long, blonde, Marilyn Monroe type hair from the back. And from the back, she looked about 20. But from the front, she looked about 80, you know, the kind, ooh, real groovy wrinkles and loads of makeup on. And my dad used to say, I bet she gets a few bips, you know, and then they turn around and, oh, God, you know. But we used to laugh at things like that, Lydia. We didn't take offence, did we? You know, it's just, I never thought I was being demeaned. I just never thought that at all. You know, when people used to yell, hey, sweetheart, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, they used to yell, show us you, didn't they? Hey, darling, show us your. I used to shout back, yeah, if you show me your. I won't say the words, yeah. But you know what I meant. I thought, no, I'll be as cheeky as them. They were all shouting that. I said, come on, lads, then show me what you got. They all went quiet then. Nobody ever did. No, I can't say I've had that shouted at me. I've had a lot of things shouted at me, yeah. No, they never did, Denise. They never did. Back in the day, they didn't. Might do now. You know, there's more flashers, isn't there, now than there ever was before. We had a flasher once when I was at the grammar school. We used to play rounders and that in those horrible knicker things. You know, they were like things that, they were like balloons, weren't they? And our head teacher, girls' school, don't play rounders near the gates. Don't play near the railings. Because lorry drivers used to pull up, you know, and stop and watch us play. And we had a flasher once, you know, showing his tackle through the railings, you know. Our headmistress were not amused at all. We thought it was hilarious. You know, it wasn't like, oh, we're offended. It was like, good idiot over there. He wasn't he was a very mucky lad, you know, bloke. Not a nice man at all. And actually, from where the distance we were playing rounders, rounders and hockey, we couldn't actually see. We knew he was flashing, but you couldn't actually see anything. Yeah, Flasher Mac, it was definitely one of them. Did you miss the chocolate? Yeah, you did. I was eating some of those mini whips, but I only had two because I discovered I'd eaten 600 calories with two. So I only had two. He said the packet was so many calories and there was only 8 in the packet. So for a quarter of a packet, it was 600 and something else calories. So I reckon by eating two, I'd actually eaten a quarter of a packet. So I stopped. I thought, no, I'm not having any more. I'll just have the two. Because I'm not really supposed to have the two, but you know, it's Saturday, isn't it? You've got to have a treat, haven't you? You've got to have a treat sometime in your life. I don't know who invented calories, but I wish they hadn't bothered. I wonder who decided to calculate them in the first place. Yeah, I wonder who thought we need to measure. I like a salad, actually. I quite like a salad. Yeah, I mean, you often wonder who has these bright ideas. Who decided we need to analyse how good or bad things are for you? What will we call them? We'll call them calories. And who decides how many you can eat in one day? You know, without, I mean, obviously they did research, otherwise they wouldn't be able to say it, would they? You know, how many of these calories you can eat every day without putting weight on? You know, or can you eat more calories if you run around all day or if you're an athlete? You can burn off more calories. You know, how do they know you burn them off? It's such a weird thing, isn't it? Yeah, but how do they calculate how long it takes to physically burn a calorie off? It's not like they can weigh you. It's not like you breathe them out, is it? You know, how do they, this is what I mean, how do they know doing certain exercises burns so many calories? How do they know? There must be research, otherwise they couldn't say it, could they? If you run around the block 3 times, you know, have you burnt so many calories off? If you walk around the block, you don't burn them off, you only burn that many. But who invented the calculation, Nathan? Whose bright idea was it? To measure chocolate in calories. I can understand how many percentage is sugar. I can understand them saying that, how many percentage of fat. Yeah, I suppose it is. It's got to be somebody's research. You can't just pull it out of thin air and say, right, we'll call them calories. 2 mini whips are 304. Oh, I haven't done as bad as I thought then, have I? I thought there were 600 and something. So I've only had three. I've had 304. That's still not good because I've probably eaten more food, up to 1,000 today. Yeah, but like, who decides a woman is allowed, so many calories is 1,000 something, but a man can have 2,000 something. But I mean, what happens if the man's a little thin wimp and the woman's a great big woman? It doesn't work, does it? Saying a woman can only have this many, but a man can have that many. Because it might be like, the seaside postcards where they have this great big woman and a little thin man. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, we never did anything like that. We only had put chemicals in the Bunsen burner. You remember them? The Bunsen burner, yeah. We put things in and stirred. Oh, sometimes we used to make that awful, awful smell like sulphur, and it used to smell like bad eggs all around the corridors in the school. It was awful. We used to say, oh, God, he's been messing with sulphur again. I had a friend who could eat anything. She used to live on chocolate bars and everything. Yeah, does she have a high cholesterol? No. Does she put on weight? No. I just think it's so unfair. I look at a cake in the shop window and I put a pound on. Some people burn it off and other people don't. I obviously don't, yeah. Maya, there are the other ones who say, I don't know why I'm not losing weight, and they've got a plate that's like, ugh, desperate damns. You think, yeah, you're eating what you're eating there is like 2 people's dinners. That's why you're not losing weight, because you've got desperate Dan's dinner. We see them when we go out. We go to one of those buffet things that you pay a ticket, don't you? And you go up and they give you some slices of meat and that. That's portion control because they give you just a couple of slices of different meats. But then you've got the choice of the vegetables. You can eat all the vegetables that you want or whatever. And some people's plates, honestly, they're so loaded that things are dropping off the plate as they're walking back to their table. And I think, oh, you pig, Yeah, well, mine's like a movement, yeah. Unless you count knitting as a calorie burner, yeah. Yeah, I don't burn calories very quickly. I never put weight on when I was in the shop because I was up and down the stairs, lugging bags of wool about, doing all sorts of things. That's probably one reason why I did my back and all my joints, because, I used to lug big bags of wool, lug them up the stairs. And everybody used to say, you let your back doing that. Don't carry the big, I'm all right. Big bag. Yeah, Doc Martin, yeah. Yeah, I remember that great big woman. But I mean, I'm conscious of what I weigh. I'm not slim by any means. And I call myself fat, but I do try. But you get so many people who say, oh, I don't know why I'm so big, but they don't try. They don't try to cut down. They don't try to eat more healthily. I mean, I used to watch that 600-pound Life, and I used to think, I can't watch it anymore because they'd have feeders, wouldn't they, that would bring them pizzas in. And I used to think, if they're that fat, they can't go to the front door to take a delivery in, can they? Somebody is picking it up from the front door and bringing it into them. And I mean, what they used to eat was, like feed a family of 4, wouldn't it? Yeah, I got told that about my belly, actually. When I lost a lot of weight when I was slimmer. I was slimmer, but I still lost a lot of weight. And I went actually a little bit anorexic, which you wouldn't believe looking at me now. And I went to the gym one time and, I got the mama pooch, I said, what can I do about this? And he said, you need it. The only way you get rid of that, he said, is surgery. He said, you cannot make that shrink. He said, you've lost all the tone, because you've had a baby. Your muscles have just gone baggy. He said there was nothing that you could do, to get rid of your mama pooch. You can't get rid of it, sort of, which I would never, ever do. That looks like the most horrendous operation ever. I would rather have a big belly than have myself sliced open. I was sliced open with my hysterectomy. I don't want to, no more. And some women have to be for childbirth, don't they? But I don't think anybody. No, you can't. You can't put electrodes on it, and it doesn't matter what they say. Use this electrode, use this, use that. You can't get rid of it. It just hangs over because it's like loose skin, doesn't it? It's just something that happens once you've had a baby, yeah. In my case, probably about half of my body weight. I hope. I hope it's not all my weight. I hope it's skin weight. I mean, people who shrunk down from massive to small, they've got loads and loads of loose skin, haven't they? But I would hate to have my arms done or my stomach done. Oh, no. You must really, really be, well, not vain or whatever, to want to have all that work done. No, I'd have to wear a good pair of, what they call them skin things, them old UN pants. I'd have to have a pair of them on before I went to surgery. Oh, a good corselet, yeah. Run to Turkey. Oh, I would. Oh, all these horror tales about people going to Turkey. I can't understand why anybody wants to go to Turkey. Yeah, well, I'm off to bed in a few minutes as well, Sean. It's gone past the witching hour. I always say I go to bed at midnight, yeah. So hopefully none of us are running off to Turkey for new teeth, new boobs, new belly, and a bum lift, yeah. If I'm allowed to say that word on here, a butt lift. Hopefully none of us are going to do it. And come back with all these, whatever, MRSAs and stuff and finish up in hospital over it. No. No, I think if you do that, you should have to pay for your care in the NHS when you come back. If you're costing the taxpayer money for looking after you when you've done it to yourself, I think they should make them pay the bill. I'm sorry, but I do. When they have boob jobs and they go wrong and they finish up having to, and it costs the NHS thousands and thousands of pounds to put them right. And I'm thinking, well, if you had the money to pay to go to Turkey, you should pay for your care over here. Yep. And if I see any more celebrities that do something to their faces, oh my God, they do not look good, do they? I'm not naming any names, but some of them, they look grotesque now. They've had fake boobs, fake lips, fake everything, butt lifts, God knows what. And you look at the pictures of when they were before, and they look much better before. Well, Sharon, she wasn't the one I was thinking about, actually, but yeah. She's another one that's had too many facelifts and too many bits and pieces, yeah. Yeah, he's another one. You look at a lot of them. Cher, yeah. Why do they do it? I know they try to keep young, don't they? I mean, a nice little subtle, lift I can understand, but not a massive like wind tunnel, you know. Yeah, well, she'd been using Ozempic. Yeah, she had. There's a picture of her today showing off her waspy waist, and I'm like, oh, give over. You just, yeah. They're just encouraging young people to do it, aren't they? Yeah, Sharon Osbourne looks terrible. I mean, she's admitted she looks terrible now. She's had that many facelifts that her face doesn't look anything like it used to be. Oh, yeah, Oprah's on been Ozempic, yeah. Jabbing herself with it. There's a lot of them. A lot of these celebrities have. Vanessa Feltz, she's been on it, hasn't she? They do say Boris Johnson, but he doesn't look any different, so I don't think he has. He hasn't exactly slimmed down, has he, Boris? So I don't think he's been on it yet. She looks like a skeleton, doesn't she, Sharon Osbourne now? Yeah, well, you shouldn't lie. They shouldn't lie and get loads of money for promoting things like Weight Watchers when they're not doing it. It's a lie. You know, how do they expect? I still can't get over that great big fat lump that does that Slim Fast advert. What the heck is he doing on there? I'm like, well, that doesn't encourage me to buy Slim Fast looking at that anymore. Some rapper or something. I don't even know who he is. Yeah. Has he lost weight? Has he been on his Slim Fast? Doubt it. I would not go out and buy Slim Fast, have a look at that advert, because I'm thinking, not done much for him, has he? Why would I want to buy it? It doesn't exactly show him going slim, does it? No, I mean, she hasn't gone down. She's not gone slimmer, has she? Oh, God, she looked like she'd been in a wind tunnel. But at least with Joan Rivers, she did admit when she'd had things done. She didn't say, oh, no, I've not had any work done. Like Dolly Parton, it costs a lot to look this cheap. You know, you can sort of laugh with them, can't you, when they admit it and they say what they've had done, yeah. Oh, I'm going to go to sleep, it says, in 60 seconds. I'm not down. I used to like Phyllis Diller, if anybody remembers her. Okay, she's wrecked herself, that girl, hasn't she? Yeah, they said it was something to do with her throat, but I think it was, yeah. You remember Phyllis Diller when she was married to Fang? Yeah. She always used to wear that shiny mini dress, didn't she? And like tights, yeah. Phyllis Diller. Yeah, she used to call her husband, didn't she? Fang, yeah. She was funny, Phyllis Diller. I mean, she would have been dead anyway, because I don't know how old she was. She was quite old, wasn't she? I think did she have a cigarette holder? Am I imagining it? Right, night, Val. I'm going to be going to bed myself as well, yeah. Your hair in rollers. I don't think she ever did facelifts, did she? I think she was all natural, wasn't she? Just as she was, yeah. Right, people, it's 25 minutes past the witching hour now, so it's time I went to bed. So thanks for your company, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Maybe I'll make a video tomorrow. You know, if I've got that, yeah, that crafting book, that crochet, whatever it is, yeah. Yeah, I've got a video to make, the one with the birds in it. There's not much of anything in it, really, to be quite honest with you. But oh, good night, Juicy Knickers. Yeah. Yeah, good night, everybody. Good night, Jill, Lydia, Nathan, Chris, Jill, Denise, Lydia, Amanda, Rainy D, whoever I've missed. Good night, anyway. Oh, Christine, good night. And I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.